The man who remembers. Can we get some recaps, Dorian?
What? Recap time, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So, last week we began by arriving to the Hunter's Gate. Uh, we gathered the horses and we started looking for the groups that would be heading into the forest. There we found Master Hornblade, which appeared to be the commander, and we told him that we were sent by the lady at Silverhand. He said, "Yeah, sure, you're coming with me." We had a bunch of soldiers, a bunch of knights, a bunch of wizards, a few clerics. Um, we departed into the woods, and we had the pleasure to witness that the Lady Silverhand is a fucking badass wizard by just canceling a giant fireball because badass. And we spurred ahead into the Moonwood. We found out that the cultists also summoned a literal army of demons to annoy the shit out of everyone. And essentially, we had to split the chant that we were part of into different groups to occupy the demons and reach the summoning circles. So we kept progressing, and suddenly we arrived upon a line of fire that seems to be linked between the circles. In the circles, they're actually apparently made of corpses, the lines, on fire, which is great. So we decided to go through, no, not through, around the wall. And eventually we come across demons blocking the way, and we decide to go cavalry charge, but with magic because magic's cool. And we pass through the barricade, and we arrive upon the circle that we are attacking, but it is surrounded by a wall of fire, which is not good. Hornblade proceeds to make an opening first. We go through. Dorian and Wave, I think, are the only one on horses. No, I think Dorian's the only one on a horse. We go through the summoning circle. Hornblade outside is attacked by a demon, and the entrance into the circle collapses. And yeah, that shit. God, it's ugly. And we enter into circles. There's multiple demons, multiple cultists. There's a priest in the middle with another man, and there's a giant, weird demon with monkey demons. Yeah, that shit.
Oh god.
Yeah. We start the fight. We managed to get rid of the cultists, the demons, the bearded devils, and the big weird shit after some problem. After some very placed banishment or arcane abjuration by Dorian, because Dorian's good. And essentially, after we're done, uh, the ball of fire that were protecting the two men in the center is revealed to be a red-robed priest and a man in black armor, which are surrounded by a wall of force. The man in armor is named. He tells us his name as Darius Bloodmane, and he's a dick. Uh, kills the priest. Dives kills the priest. Ignites. Make the visual go bad. And as the pillar frame starts to rise, he escapes to a portal in an underground lair, which, according to I think Finn, seems to be a huge circular room with an altar to the master, surrounded by rotting bodies, hundreds of cultists. The fire that was centered began to spiral to become a pillar of flame in the sky and grow in size. Adrisht and Dorian managed to dispel the magic, or is they're successful enough in their attempt that the Tower of Fire, instead of burning them, decide to slam into the amalgamation demon and destroys it. The flames disappear. Adrisht casts fly on himself and decides to fly to the wall. Finn calls the horse, and Dorian collapses on the ground.
That was a very brief recap today.
I don't have that much to know that one in combat. Right,
Yeah.
and at the end of combat, Adrisht and Emma didn't take a point of damage. Dwayne nearly died twice.
Wait, what?
Finn didn't die, but is massively wounded, and Wave nearly died twice? 3 times, maybe? I don't know.
Surprisingly, today Adrish and Emma managed to stay on the sidelines and attack from a distance instead of running into the middle and being squashed. But
I
the,
don't know who did that.
you did not give the proper say to the what the fuck went down there. Squirrel, the huge forearm demon thing literally rushes up to them and immediately fails a wisdom save.
Yes.
So it has to run away. Then it fails another wisdom save, and it's sent into a stupor by Finn. Then it fails another wisdom save.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he kept failing wisdom save. I don't think it passes save at all.
No, it did. It did pass on the command.
Right. Pass on command, that's it.
Yeah. So the gargantuan fiend that was supposed to be, the main threat of the battle was knocked out of commission for a good 4 to 5 rounds.
Oh god.
And they could just slam on it.
Right, because the cloud rune didn't cancel if the enemy took damage. So we put an anti-air cannon and destroyed it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Right,
also-
and this is where we learn as well that magic missile is the superior spell because that's the only spell I used.
Also, we also learned that, bearded devils are a great threat if they manage to actually hit you.
Right?
So what? Are they adrift?
No,
No.
wave.
Whoa!
So the thing was, bearded devils have amazingly powerful abilities. Like, even at this level, they are a threat. Like, I put infernal wounds on Wave that dealt 25 damage on his turn.
But it only happened once.
It only happened once on one of you guys. So yeah, that fight was quite eventful, but nevertheless, you all survived. I wanted to add just that the clerics that came with you were all clerics of the one.
One of them died and one of them lost an arm.
No, I
Oh.
mean in the army
What
as
a
well.
shame.
Yeah.
Okay, even the ones that went with the other troops, they were all clerics of the one.
Yeah.
As well as Hornblade gave a rallying speech.
Mm-hmm. He also,
Encour-
I'm finding
encourage-
this
Path for us to
perspective
get
of Doran and what he cares about.
he also made a way for us to get into the fiery circle.
Alright, said
Yeah.
that.
And the one who aided you breaking through the lines of demon and cultists was actually the cleric, who created some sort of bulkhead in front of the heavy cavalry. And that's why she was horribly hurt.
Hmm.
But now the battle's over. You stand victorious at the edge of the summoning circle where the fiery tendril that reached towards the sky and dragged the amalgam demon back into wherever it came from.
I ain't standing anywhere. I'm flying.
But yeah, Adris is flying. We're going to get that at a point.
Yep.
But let's start at the edge of this battlefield. Doran, you collapse off of the back of Zephyr. And
Miles
Zephyr,
is dead.
yeah,
Did you forget that?
no, I did not. I just wanted to give you a chance. But no, you collapse beside the smashed up, twisted and crushed carcass of Zephyr that was pummeled into the ground by the gargantuan fiend that almost turned you into paste as well.
No, I don't think I'm near the horse. Though. I'm pretty sure I was punted from the horse.
Yeah, but then you came back to fight.
No, he came to me.
Look at
Anyway, never mind.
Anyway, you stumbled forward and fell onto the horse.
No,
No, you're exactly where the horse died.
no.
The horse died?
Yeah, mine.
Oh, well. Imagine
Yeah.
taking your horse into a fiery circle of death.
The nightmare survived. Not well, but they survived.
But now you and Emma, Wave, and Finn are there. What do you guys do? Went off to get the horses. That the ones that lived.
You healing, Lauren.
Nap. Very bad. I think I'm gonna go. I'm not moving by myself. You're gonna have to drag me.
Is the horse dead or is it like
Oh
bleeding?
no,
out?
the horse is completely dead. Punted into oblivion. Oh,
Okay,
right.
fine.
You
You can
were-
Well, you're not there, Adrisht.
Okay.
And Doran doesn't care.
I'm gonna clean it up. Well, it's exhausted. It's not a problem at the moment. Is there any way I can ask ways to grab the shoes from my horse? Because technically I don't own them.
Well, getting horseshoes off, hooves is quite an arduous process.
Is it if you don't care about the horse's legs?
That's
I
a
mean,
fair
yeah, that's
point,
very
yeah.
fair.
So yeah, when you ask Wave to retrieve the horseshoes from the horse,
Does he just
Wave does
bring out
so.
an axe?
Breaks the whole hooves.
and the upper half for later consumption.
Yes.
So flinging the two hunches over his shoulder, and just you're just ripping off the front legs and the hooves and just putting on
Son-
his putting it on his loin belt.
Sunshine's gonna be very sad.
That's just meat for Wave and for Dorian, clearly.
Anyone?
So, as you try to pull yourself together, and Dorian, you complain about needing to be dragged home. On the side of in the forest, you hear a call out to you. A little help here would be required, if you don't mind.
I will
Do we see anything?
look over and
You see a pale figure, a huge pale body lying on the ground. Its strange bat-like wings sprawled in odd angles.
I will walk over.
Emma, as you walk over, you see this huge demonic creature slowly rotting away. Well, not slowly, actually, relatively fastly rotting away. And below it, you see the man that led you out here, who provided the way for you to enter the magic circle. The man they named Master Hornblade. And would you give me a history check, Emma?
Of course. "23.
Emma, maybe you were preoccupied with your thoughts during the ride here, and you did not recognize the man on the first time. You thought he was some sort of commander of the army. And he is a commander, but not of the army, not of the Knights in Silver. This is Tyrn Thunderspeller Hornblade, the leader of the Spell Guard. The personal wizard guards protecting the palace and Lady Alustriel. I could use a hand. This thing is quite heavy.
It's decomposing. Sure, I'll try to help. I'm not that strong.
Just ask Wave,
I'm-
Emma.
I will offer him a hand and sort of look over at Vave and be like, "Hey, help is needed in the strength department."
The strength department.
Just help. Honestly, just look at
Yeah.
him and say help.
Yeah, Wave drops the bleeding horse parts in a pile beside Doran, and then saunters over, grabs hold of the wings of this giant demonic creature and begins pulling. As he does, it seems that most of his weight is lifted off of Hornblade, and you see in his hand there's this sword jutting through the chest of this creature, and surrounding the sword is this scorched, enormous hole. A hole that you could probably stick your arm through.
Oh wow. Okay.
As he sort of holds out a hand for you, and as you pull
I
on him,
reach out and pull him. Yeah.
you manage to wiggle out from under the corpse. As he stands beside you, you see he's wearing these long, dark blue robes, and on his shoulders he has these silvery shoulder pauldrons with the symbols of silvery moon on them.
You alright? Having something that big fall on you is never a fun experience.
No, it's certainly not, nor does his bite. And he sort of pats his side, where you see these large, sort of circular teeth marks, as
Oh,
if like teeth in a
mm-hmm.
you know those sucker fish things with big circular mouths.
Yes.
Those kind of bite marks.
Oh, fuck. Ah. Oh. Ugh.
You know,
Well,
these kind of bite marks.
yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, are you done? I seen the fire come up. The ritual was disrupted, correct?
Correct.
Ugh. And the gods. He takes his sword in hand and with a sort of whip to the side shakes off the dark black demonic blood that immediately sizzles on the ground and disappears. By this time, the demonic corpse that you pulled under is sort of rotting away, and the skin is flaking off, and bones begins to show.
It is quite some sword you've got there. Assuming it made the hole.
Oh yeah, my own creation, the Hornblade. And he takes up the now somewhat cleaner sword that still sort of sizzles and smokes with the demon blood evaporating. And he points the sword towards the forest. And Emma, you sort of hear him whisper something under his breath. Then he turns and points the sword in a different direction and whispers again.
Hmm.
Good. It seems that the other two circles are disrupted as well, seemingly at almost the same time. That's good. Quite a lot of loss, but the demons are done and the cultists are well.
That's good.
Are you all well? Is everybody made it through, correct?
Yes, but our friend here, Doran, is in a bad way.
He sort of begins walking into the scorched circle. And you see that the fiery that fire that rose towards the sky have burnt up the ground even more. Most of the bodies that were inside the circle, the sacrifices, now they're just charred bones. Even the bodies of the cultists are completely burnt up, and the center figure that dark plated man have killed. Now he's sort of in a kneeling position, his skeleton rather, and is only propped up by these three strange charred metal rods that were stabbed through his body, now still propping up his skeleton somewhat.
Ugh.
Well, that was quite a battle you did there. I haven't had a lot of chance to take a look, but look at this monster. And he sort of points towards the gargantuan body laying now completely singed by the fire, and rapidly rotting away.
It definitely was. I'm just a little sorry I couldn't be of further use. I was a little out of it, I suppose.
Well, you see a couple soldiers approaching from the side. Hornblade turns towards them. Relay my orders to the other troops. Begin collecting the wounded and the dead. First we see through the battlefield, make sure all of them are gone. Then we return to the city. Move! All of you, could you... we need to see if we can figure out something about this ritual. This is... This whole thing should not be possible.
Definitely shouldn't.
No, not only as in a completely horrible, immoral thing. It's a five-pointed magical circle is usually supported by 5 catalysts and 1 caster. But a circle of this size would require
Shouldn't be
60,
possible.
80 more casters in complete synchronization.
A hive mind? Maybe?
Perhaps.
Not sure
Or
you make a human hive mind there.
maybe it
Well,
was something to do with. I don't know, maybe there were. I don't know.
anyway, well, this circle is seemingly completely destroyed, but maybe we can find something out. Would you mind helping me with
I would not mind at
investigating?
all.
Someone help me stand. I know more about magic than you, Emma. Probably help more.
Wave
Vave.
props you up.
Doran's just standing on his staff right now. And he's gonna walk around
God.
and try to find anything about magic.
Right. Both of you give me an investigation check.
Eh. 30.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm better at magic than you, Emma. Just some
I'm
Steve
better at
rolls.
magic. I can't use my eyes for shit though.
Yeah, it's your glasses. You know they got sooty.
There's a reason I have glasses.
It's
I
it's
can see well.
it's all the fire. You know the soot covered your glasses and you can barely see.
Yeah, well, it's
So yeah, Emma. On the other hand, you're not very well versed in magic. Even the very few remaining magical symbols that haven't been completely destroyed by the fire and wind and those and this trampling, you do something does pull you
Oh.
as you walk sort of in the burnt out circle while the Hornblade and Dorian are trying to discern anything about the circles. You walk towards where the wall of fire led off towards the other circles. It is a horrifying sight. It's burnt up bodies and skeletons laying on top of each other in a long, long line. Many of them. Just as far as you can see, you see dozens, even 100 bodies. Imagining, how far this line reaches. For this ritual, several thousands of people have died. But there's something odd. As you walk towards this horrifying sight, sort of the grotesque horror just pulling you in, you notice something.
Hmm?
Although the bodies are burnt and charred beyond recognition, all of them have one thing common.
What?
Even though it's burned and most have fallen to the ground, some still, on their heads, have these strange metal pieces. Assumably something that was held on with a strap. with 2 circular openings on the temples and 1 on the center of the forehead.
Huh.
Each and every one of them
Oh god.
was probably had one of these.
Doran,
Yep.
come take a look at this. I think I know how it was done.
Oh, they remind me of the fox squid. Fuckwit. I think she was on the lizard.
Emma's going, I'm gonna just sort of fall to my knees and cry.
Why are you crying? Don't will awkwardly pat your shoulder. He has no idea what he's doing, but
They're there.
there. Pat, 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 pat. No, normally, but like the end straight. Completely flat end.
You need to work on your bedside manner.
I don't have any. Why do
Exactly.
you think I'm a librarian?
You're a very rude person for a
Because you
librarian,
couldn't
to be
make it
honest.
as a healer?
Sure. I didn't have that, but sure. I have somewhere. I think when the frog squid.
Do we still
circlet,
have
don't
the
we?
thing she wore?
I think we have one. Either in Finn's bag or Ways. Yeah, Finn.
Well, we should compare. Just to be sure.
So, what did you say, Emma?
We should
don't know.
compare just to be sure.
Yeah, sure. Where's Finn? Right down.
Finn's off with the horses. Look, finding the precious horses. But I think Vafe has one as well.
Maybe I don't know.
Did we give it to Faith?
Can we, even if just by memory, does it look the same?
Give me an investigation check.
Why investigation?
Because you're investigating.
I'm seeing, okay? God, I'm gonna take the prodigy hit for that.
So, you call once again Wave over, and because he has not much to do, he comes and takes out this strange hat piece that you picked up many weeks ago, months now.
Weeks. I don't think we have the many month yet.
I think we're,
So many
I think
weeks
we're into
or
months.
a month. 1 or 2 months.
Two
And
sounds right.
as you approach one of those burned bodies, which has the strange metal on on their forehead intact, you compare it with this. And while this one is made out of bronze, that one must have been made out of bronze before, but now it's almost melted onto the bones, and the extreme heat of the flames charred, blackened, but in its shape is the exact same.
Emma's just gonna continue crying.
Okay, I don't know what to
And
do with that.
softly, like, whimper.
There, there.
Wave's giving much better pats on Emma's shoulder.
Of course he
Yeah.
is. Even if
He-
they're
he- he-
flat, his hand is bigger.
Yeah, he was he was given very precise instructions.
On how to properly comfort Pat. All
Anything
these
you guys do?
people.
Well, I think we found out they held them still all the time.
And
Yes.
possibly did the same thing.
Hey, from what Dawn has seen, is there any way you can learn from this or hypothesize what's happening?
What do you mean?
What the fuck does it do? The ritual, how does it work? From what he's seen, can he have maybe a guess?
You already identified the item.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not what I asked.
Do you mean the ritual?
Yes.
It's difficult. Well, you were told that this was a simple summoning circle. These people's death was simply the fuel to open such an enormous portal. And the catalysts were the cultists that seemed to were willing to give their life for this action. What is quite horrendous and terrifying that as you look over the bodies laying on top of each other, the bodies all face towards the inside. You're fairly certain that when the ritual began, all these people were alive, standing in lines, surrounding the ritual circles, awaiting their death, their horrible, painful, fiery death.
Okay.
Okay. We should.
Right piece
Oh.
of shit.
Ugh, there's nothing here. Oh, everything's burnt up. Not much of the writing remains, and there's nothing on these charred bodies. Even those metal rods can't even think of their use. What you have there?
It's.
We found out they control the people who died, and it's this, and I show you the headpiece. It essentially makes you mind weaker to suggestions in the night. And one thing that's less, maybe not as useful, but everybody, all the bodies were alive before they were burned.
You see a darkness creep across Hornblade's face, just looking at the long line of corpses spreading into the distance. You see him sort of whisper under his breath, maybe cursing the cultists or offering a prayer for these people. Gotta be sure.
I'm pretty sure the dead non-cultists were the fuel for the spell, and the cultists were the catalyst. But beyond that, I have no idea how the fuck they succeeded in this, and how the fuck it did not blow up in their faces.
Yes, it's almost seems impossible, but
They should be dead, just from
we
casting it.
yes, but they did not. It was clearly planned for months, probably. But
Yeah. They may have cheated.
you have, well, we have stopped them.
Well, the
Are
thing
you?
is, what else? Pretty good for us. None of us died. I think it's an okay success.
Any of you still capable of healing magics? There are a lot of soldiers that got injured.
Show me.
I can do 20 people ish. I have menacing word. That's the only thing I have, and I have 3 spell slots.
That is 20 more people who will make the night.
Yep.
Come, there's a lot. There's a lot of
I lost my
people.
horse. Right. I don't know. I'm riding with one of your. I don't have a horse anymore. I don't want to walk.
There's an extra horse.
You're
Sunshine
riding
should
on
be there.
Vave.
All right.
Yep.
Adrish isn't here, so
So yeah,
I'm
you
going to dumbass.
Finn returns with the horses, and you quickly settle up.
The Sunshine just allow some random guy sit on him.
He seems a bit concerned about the man being covered in horse blood, but he's been trained well. He knows.
So it's not like I'm also covered in lots of devil blood, but
And your
sure,
and,
the horse blood is the bad part.
and your own blood, to be honest.
Yeah, and my own.
But the devil blood is slowly evaporating and smoking away. So that's nice.
And horse blood is the one Sunshine knows.
Yeah, because he clearly never smelled my blood before.
He loves it.
Eat you in the night.
Anyway, as you ride away towards away from the fiery the burnt up circle into the forest, we go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Adrished, you kick off the ground, leaving your friends behind, and begins soaring above the tree line.
Before I make it to the wall, I want to, with a cursory glance, look and see if I can find any surviving cultists who look like they're alive but like not doing great.
Alive, but not doing it. Uh,
Are you Eldritch blasting them?
Fly is 10 minutes. I'm
How
going to
long? How
say,
long would it take for me to get there? I have more slots.
yeah. Are you flying straight, or are you just you're flying around?
I mean,
I'm-
I would like
I'm
to
gonna-
find one cultist who's like alive
Fucking
Yeah,
and
kill
not,
them all.
but
I'm going to say that you are able to fly straight to the wall with 2 casting of fly,
in
and
like 20 minutes. How long did it take us to ride here?
like almost an hour.
Alright. How do I have-
But you were riding on the edge of the forest on the road in
Alright,
an army.
alright. Then I guess I'll just fly straight
Yeah.
there.
But I'll say, depending on a perception check, it will depend on. I'll.
Oh, in that case, if it is gonna take 20 minutes, I only have one slot left. I think. I don't think.
Alright. So you're going to ignore the battlefield and fly towards the wall.
Yep, straight.
So, yeah. Even though Adrish, you speed on in the air, and Hope. Yeah, no, sorry, Hope's dead. Hope's not flying beside you. The you know the idea of Hope flying beside you, fills you with a joyful thought of being free as a bird at some point in your life, hopefully.
Maybe.
But as you fly over the forest, you still see many fires burning. Not magical fire, but seems that the
I actually
battle,
do have 2 slots left. Sorry.
the battle is no longer raging on, but there are still pockets of resistance that are being fought. and fires are still spreading in the forest. But you ignore all that as you fly at your maximum flight speed towards the wall. As you near the edge, you see the wall towering above you.
Does it look damaged?
Um, Give me a perception check. You see no visible damage on the wall or in the surrounding area. Where the amalgam demon left its great footsteps in the forest, everything has burned up. It left these huge footprint-like openings in the forest, but they stop around like a 70, 100 feet away from the wall where it fell.
All right. I'm gonna head straight to where a loose trail was.
You fly straight up and you fly above the wall looking for a spot where you left the Lystria. At one point as you fly up, you see two soldiers standing on the wall, looking down. There's this sort of parapet on the top of the wall, and they're looking down at it. Besides them, there's this huge black metal piece, a broken piece of the mace that the demon was wielding. And as you flow above the wall, you see that some of those shards of metal rained into the city, and fires have started. Not as many as if one of those fireballs have landed, but even from this distance, you see people moving around trying to put out those fires.
I'm gonna keep going. Any sign of a loose trail?
No, just the two soldiers, one of them crouching down behind the
I'm gonna
parapets.
I'm gonna fly above them, like maybe 20, 30 feet, and I'm gonna shout at them. Have you seen the lady? Is she alright?
Would you give me another perception check?
Perception.
Drisht, as you fly towards the wall, for a moment you almost spot a glimmer in the air. And you recall the dome-like structure that was erected above the wall. It seems, even though it's invisible, it's still there. And you're flying very much towards it.
Or is it gonna stop me as well?
You are not
we
sure.
we went through it on the way out, right?
We went through the door.
You went through the gate.
The dome extends over the whole city, though, right? Or does it not? Is it just like above the wall?
You're not sure.
Would I not have noticed it on my way out?
There was nothing in the gate that stopped you.
Do I see the dome right now, or is it just like
You spotted almost like a glimmer in the air.
and I didn't notice that glimmer in the air when I was leaving?
No, when you were leaving, you seen the dome light up.
I'll fly
as
through a
the-
door. It's fine.
Okay, you are not. As you're flying towards the dome, forms a solid surface that you pummel into. Not at a high speed because you've stopped before flying up, but yeah,
I said I'll fly through a door, not a dome.
Oh, sorry, I heard you fly through the dome. The door is on the other like down the wall. The closest is the Hunter's Gate, but from this angle you do see the illustrious figure sort of leaning against the wall, and the two soldiers seem to be attending to her.
Does she look okay?
She is propped up against the wall.
I'll knock on the dome.
Toot, toot, toot.
It seems almost substantial. Your fingers are stopped in the air, but it makes no sound.
Aw, means
Aw.
sounds when fireballs are striking it.
What?
Don't you dare.
No, I'm not gonna fireball the dome, dude.
Would you?
Yeah, maybe. Probably not though. I just fly through a door if there's a door available. Whatever door is available, it's fine.
Why do you want to fight through a door?
It doesn't matter. Flying is faster than running for me. That's fine.
So, Adrisht, you quickly turn towards your left and shoot towards the Hunter's Gate. You pass by many soldiers on the wall who sort of point at you. Some even raise weapons for a moment, but they lower it as they give the better glance at your streaming figure in the air. The purplish dark clothes fly behind you, and your graying the black hair.
Yeah, I'm sure the tale is spread in the city of the people who tried to warn of this attack and were stopped by bureaucracy.
Well, the people were told about you
Mm-hmm.
before the attack.
Mm-hmm.
And as you reach the gate, you feel the magic of your flight dissipates.
I'll class it again.
Are you casting it outside or inside?
How close am I to the gate?
You're like in front of it.
I'll get in and then cast it.
Okay. You walk through the gate without issues. You see a lot of soldiers that were stationed here, sort of running around, gathering people for putting out the fires. A man in more decorated armor approaches you. What news? We've seen the creature collapse.
The summoning circle is down. We should be okay for now. Where is the lady? Oh, I think I saw her on the wall. I'm gonna go to her. Give her the news.
Good.
And I fly off.
The man looks off. The man looks
Fucking
after in
rude
awe as
ass.
the man just
Hobo.
fucking flies off. Yeah,
God,
Adrisht,
Vegas, they're
as
getting
you
rude,
once
huh?
again stream off away from the fire, you hear a couple cheers from behind you as the news of victory seems to spread amongst the soldiers.
Yeah,
You,
I'll let a couple other people know on the way, just in case, spread the good news faster.
yeah, you shout at the soldiers on the walls.
Yeah.
On your right, soldiers. On your left, people dying in the fire. Not really dying. It seems that you've managed to.
I don't have any healing magic. I can't do anything about it.
The thing is, it seems that you actually managed to stop the creature from causing a huge amount of damage to the city. It's
It's
before
just
it
a
even.
mace that fell in.
Yeah. And it fell forward, the mace broke through the barrier and shattered into a rain of fiery debris that sort of pelted the city and set a lot of fires. But it seems that the citizens were either ready for it, or there are features in the city to put out fires.
Mm.
And even as you fly, you see fires going out.
That's good.
You reach the point that you've seen from the outside and quickly land on top of the wall. The two soldiers now seem to be one stands guard by the others rushing away, and you see Alistria slumped back against the wall, um, sitting and looking at you.
Well, we stopped it, whatever it was. What the hell was that thing?
It was an amalgam devil. A creature comprised of hundreds, if not thousands, of evil spirits.
Forgive my
myth-
manners, but
The,
that was
the,
fucking scary.
the miffle barely held. I had to supplement some of the damage with my own protections.
Are you alright? Don't look too good.
As you walked forwards, you see that Alustriel's left arm she still holds it in, sort of bundled into her clothes, but her right, uh, where she held her unicorn staff, is bandaged up. It seems that when that huge metal piece fell, it seemed to have hit her on the side and is torn up her arm quite badly.
I'm gonna check my flask of fluids. See what's in
That
it today.
sounds so bad.
Give me that D20.
Your flask of fluids?
Nope.
God, that sounds
it's-
awful.
It's a good juice.
I'll drink some juice and offer her some.
She reaches out with her bandaged arm and grabs it and takes a quick swig. Then hands you back the flask. With a very unladylike manner, she wipes her mouth with the sleeve of her, well, sort of the torn up sleeve of her dress.
And then you're the biggest bub in your life.
No,
Biggest bub of your life.
not that far. Not that
Nothing.
far.
Nothing washes away the facade of elegance as life-threatening danger, does it?
Elegance is for courtrooms, and this was a battlefield.
Here, here.
I could use a hand, and she reaches out with her bandaged up arm.
I can help her up.
She relies on you for pulling her up, and as she stands up, the unicorn staff from beside her flips up to stand in position. She grabs onto it and seems to lean on quite heavily, just still holding onto it with your right arm.
You know, we're not done with this yet.
We're far from being done.
There's a man there, named himself Darius Bloodmane. Some sort of paladin of this master entity. You ever heard of him?
There's too many thoughts today in my head.
Yep, you're right, you're right. Better to get some rest.
No, I have tasks to do. The city is
Right,
still in
still up.
danger.
I still have the spell up for a bit. You want me to get you somewhere?
That's very kind of you, Mr. Ainsfog. But I think I will manage. Have your companions returned as well? Are they alright?
They should be on their way back. I just wanted to see if the wall was breached or not. If there's nothing else I can do here, I'm gonna head back to them. Perhaps I'll lend a hand where I can.
Very well.
Maybe I'll just spread the word that we survived. That seems like a good task.
I think I have an idea on that. You You head back. Give them the good news that the city is mostly unharmed. And let us meet tomorrow before noon so we can discuss this.
Yes. Do just see you tomorrow then. And I go shooting off the wall. Can I get a hole? And I start going towards the wall.
You forget about the wall, you just flat
Don't-
against it,
don't.
and you sort of turn towards her with half your little.
You know the bird that doesn't see the window?
Yup, exactly.
You see Lady Silverhand raise up her unicorn staff towards you and almost draw a circle in the air around you, and you feel the wall disappear in front of you. And as you fly through it, again reappears behind you.
Alright, I'm gonna fly through it and look for my horse. See that there's an unfamiliar man on his back.
And you kill him immediately.
Elvis
Yup.
Best! Fireball! No, my horse!
No, horse.
Quick, Dorian, bring my horse back! Oh wait, Dorian's dead! Oh no, who killed him? You will rue the day!
God.
Punches himself in the face.
So, Adrisht, as you begin flying back towards the battlefield, you see Illustriel shoot up from the wall once again, her torn up but still beautiful sort of grayish blue dress fluttering behind her. And you see a light sort of surrounding her, a white, almost starlight or moonlight like radiance. And you see her fly above the city to a point where she would probably be visible from all of the city. And as you fly away, you still hear her voice. It's somewhat muffled, so you can't quite make it out what she's saying. But it seems that she's addressing her entire city from that elevated position.
And that woman's cool. Too bad she rules a city of bureaucrats.
She rules a city of artists and philosophers.
Mostly
Wizards.
bureaucrats.
Chaos. I mean, it's better than the
Adrisht,
City of
you-
Slaves.
You're around halfway to your point when you feel your magic fading.
Oh
Do I
god.
spot the horse anywhere close?
No, it's still a good 10 minutes or over 10 minutes of flight
I
away.
have enough actions to convert sorcery points. I'll convert enough to.
Do you have enough sorcery points?
I have enough second level spells to convert to sorcery points and then convert to.
I love that that you begin falling and you're beginning channeling all the shadows
It takes
inside
an
them.
action. It takes 2 actions to do it. I have played this.
Like a giant ball of shadows in the air. People point and scream, and then you just come out and fly on.
Yep. I'll burn my second level spells to get another third level.
Sure. Adrisht, with enough conversion, you manage to stay flying on, and after near an hour of flying around, well, to the back to the city and back,
Yeah.
you return to the point where the main summoning circle was.
I mean,
Yes.
I'll try to find, like, on the way back. I'll try to fly over to where. What do you call it? My friends are like, if I spot them on the road or something.
Sure.
So I
Give me
spot them.
give me a perception check.
I've rolled 1 decent one already, so this is just gonna be horrible. Let's be real. Are we looking for them in the forest? Ooh.
Hey,
That might be all my good rolls for the day.
don't doubt it. Don't doubt yourself all the time. As you fly back towards the head of the ritual, you spot a couple lights in the forest. Well, not a couple, quite a lot of them actually. As you begin your descent, you find yourself amongst the tree branches, looking down to a sort of makeshift camp. People have not brought any equipment to set up a proper camp, but there were a lot of wounded and dead in this fight. And it seems that the army has begun gathering, forming a protective circle where the wounded are treated and the dead are collected. Amongst those, you spot your friends. You see Emma rushing from man to woman, woman to man, putting all her efforts in saving lives, saving limbs. And even though you see on her face the lines of tears that dried up by now, there's a smile on her face, seemingly trying to give a little bit of comfort to the people who are hurt in this battle.
What is Doran?
Besides him, you see Doran
Don't believe.
propping himself up by his staff, pointing at people and telling them to bring more people around him so his spells are more effective.
I'm gonna move up behind Doran and drop right behind him.
Why him?
I'm going to need a stealth check from you,
Let's go.
Drish.
Okay, do I use passive or active perception?
I'm going to say passive on this because you're not expecting this idiot to be stupid with you.
And I'll come down behind him and I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder. Hey, what's up?
I'd like to cast Booming Blade.
God.
Literally healing someone.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I don't have my staff.
Yeah, you're using it to prop yourself up.
No, I can't. I begin to cast it.
He
I
falls
turn
over.
and
Exactly,
start to
it's
swing at you and stop.
It's right in his hand. You know, he was ready for it. For anyone approaching from him behind, he had it in his hand. And as you land and tap your shoulder, he swings around in a white arc to smash your head in.
And he stops just before smashing your head in.
Yeah.
Don't do
just-
that, you moron!
Anyway, the Illustra's okay.
Of course she was gonna be okay.
Well, not as okay as you would think, you know. She was pretty fucked up. But she's alive.
Yeah.
But then I can say for some of these people, like, you're helping them, I see. Did you find anything?
Yeah. The
Do you think I can understand it if you explain it to me?
Yeah, you can. You've seen it before.
Really?
Remember the lizard man? The lizard folk? With the Far Queen?
Oh, Emma's friend?
Yeah. The same colors, her headpiece we used to force a sacrifice.
Wasn't she mind controlled?
Yes, doesn't mean the headpiece weren't genuine. And who knows if the queen was mind control or just mad.
She seemed like she was, going through some changes rapidly. Seemed like mind control to me, but I don't know much about magic. You do. And
Yeah,
Eluster
clearly you
probably
don't.
does. And Eluster probably does as well. And she wants to meet us tomorrow, before noon. So rest up and we'll see her tomorrow and maybe she'll have some answers. Hopefully
It's
she'll
the
have some
middle of the
answers.
night. I want a nap.
Yep. I do want a nap too. Though, you know what? I
What do you
don't
mean
actually
you
feel
didn't
that
do
bad.
shit? You didn't get a heart. You didn't get pummeled by a demon twice.
Yeah,
Four
but I
times
did
your size?
expend a lot of magic.
Yeah, that's fair. Me too.
Ugh. Just tired, that's all. You okay?
Yeah.
You gonna survive the night?
I want a nap.
Go sleep. You've expended your magic, right? I don't. Do you have any other healing left?
I'm completely tapped
You
out.
want to get to the city maybe before you fall asleep, or do you want to just fall asleep here?
Honestly, I might just fall asleep now. So
That's completely fine.
if someone doesn't move me, I'm just gonna fall asleep right
I
away.
put you on the horse if we end up going to the city.
Okay. Doin just falls.
Wait, where's your horse?
He's asleep on the ground.
Alright. Hey, Sunshine, why is there blood all over you?
Oh, that was just Shadow Ranger.
Oh, okay. How many? Wait, what does Shadow Ranger look like? How many has he killed? How much blood is he covered?
What's the skill count? I want
Nobody
his
knows.
KDA.
Nobody knows.
Is he collecting like cultist ears?
Just out to the Adventures Guild for a payment, right?
No. You know, Shadow Ranger only killed the devils and.
They
You know,
fade
Doesn't mean
away
it didn't
because
today. It's just that they faded away.
No,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You know, cultists are too easy.
Yeah.
He needs to go for stronger opponents so he can become stronger.
Yeah. His training montage is not complete yet.
No, he's literally gaining XP from all the creatures.
You know, the ultimate ending of the story that Finn and Shadow Ranger is going to merge in a Dragon Ball Z style
Oh,
fusion.
Wow.
And Finn's
Shadow
going to
Finn. Shadow Finn.
and Finn's going to become a centaur,
A giant centaur.
a giant centaur.
Not any centaur, a giant one.
Oh, that's canon now.
Rune Knight Shadow Finn. Oh my god.
That's, you know, at some point we will need to have Finn as a giant centaur. It
Yeah.
might be, you know, in a dream realm or something,
No, I'll find a way. Don't worry about it.
but we'll figure something out.
I'm gonna get a wish at some point.
Can
Oh,
I have
God.
Finn become a giant centaur for half an hour?
Or
Or
just
forever.
Just cast polymorph on him. Some weird form of polymorph.
Yep. So, uh, as you stand by and watch Emma work, and you know Finn try to help as well, and it seems that Wave is helping with moving bodies and wounded as well. You watch the camp sort of settle. People are still standing watch, but most of the soldiers are very exhausted after a fight, and they settle down on the ground. Emma, it seems that you've done what you can for the wounded soldiers. Those who will make it till sunrise will live. The rest, there's nothing else you can do for.
If it's possible, I'll have Wave look at my arm as well.
That's during the long rest.
Are we not about to long rest?
Well, we'll see.
Alright.
But you all gather once again in your small group with one less horse. Well, you know, you have like a quarter of it.
What the fuck, dude?
No, it could just be the
Are
normal
there-
DM.
Are there
You don't have to
any
picture
like,
that Wave is literally ripping past.
Are
No,
there
we
any
just take the
random
field.
horses? Are there any random horses walking around whose owners seem to be clearly missing?
Not really. It seems that those horses are in use.
Uh,
A lot of horses have also died during this battle.
It's not like I
Yeah,
have the
probably.
money to buy another one.
Zephyr is not the only one.
But we won't find this kind of horse anymore. Because these were like special horses, right?
Yeah.
He will be missed, whatever his name was.
Al.
I don't know anybody
I'm
who's
sorry to
horse's name.
offend.
The only horse's names I know are Shadow Ranger and Sunshine. The Shadow Ranger because he's Shadow Ranger and Sunshine because he's my bride, my guy.
All right. So, as you settle down after this tiresome fight and a night in general, um Master Hornblade seems to be approaching you, and following him is an elven woman.
Hornblade, good to see you alive and well, mostly. That
I just
that
sort of whispered to addressed I wasn't the one who had something fall on me this time.
oh, what fell on you? Are you okay?
Well, that's awfully kind of you for the concern, Mr. Einsvog. I am perfectly fine. Just a bit of healing and will stand ready. Fortunately, we have lost quite a lot of troops, but our
Did you say
victory.
fortunately we've lost a lot of good troops?
No,
I heard
I said
fortunately as well.
unfortunately.
I know, but
It did sound like fortunately.
Like, what? This guy's crazy.
Someone gave
Yeah.
away the big bad guy.
We all, it costs so much taxes for us to keep up this big army. Sometimes
Jesus.
we need to call the hers, as Illustra likes to
God.
say it.
As a Lustrian likes threw her under the bus as well for no reason. Damn it, I knew these fucking weird ass fucking bureaucrats were gonna ruin the fucking world.
No, so as she said, we lost a lot of troops, unfortunately, but our victory is complete. Well,
Now,
except for the forest. There's a lot of death in the forest.
how many did we lose?
Over 300.
To be honest,
Our allies, and he points towards the elven woman. She is the leader of the moon elves of the Moonwood. They came rushing to aid us as soon as the monstrosity appeared, but they did not have time to prepare. Thankfully, their assistance was very much helpful. And he sort of turns and bows towards the elven woman, who sort of nods back towards him.
I will also
I
bow to
curtsy.
her. And in Elvish, I'll say, just because I know these elves get pissed when I say speak in Elvish.
God.
Thank you for well, saving our lives.
Thank you for saving our home, heroes, adventurers,
She's
soldiers.
not pissed. She's not.
My name is Sinafane.
Jesus. Okay.
That's one word.
Yep, I figured that. Let me
Fuck, I
guess.
wrote two.
I'm gonna try. And I have two options for this.
Let's make our guesses go, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think I have the right one.
3, 2,
Cinnaphane?
1.
Didn't have the right one. Start with an S, though.
Oh, I had it wrong as well. I had Cynnafane.
I had what?
Yes, Cinnaphane.
I heard cellophane.
Cellophane.
I have
It's Cellophane, the
Cinnaphane.
elfin princess.
She's not
Must be
pretty.
like F-A-E? A-E-I?
Anyway,
No. Okay, that's wrong.
I mean, it sounds the same.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
once again, thank you for your help. But myself and my people need to return to our home. I hope you'll make your way to your home as well.
I think that is yet in the future, my lady. I hope one day we'll be able to make your acquaintance in times that are less, well, horrid.
Dire circumstances.
I bid you farewell.
Our allies of Silvery Moon, you are their allies as well. For that, you are welcome in our woods. And she,
These elves are very different from the elves in the Silverwood.
yeah, they are well, those were not the elves of the Silverwood. That was the elves of the High Forest.
Oh, was it High Forest? Okay, okay.
There are no elves in the Silverwoods. That's a tiny forest. That's basically just a strip of trees separating, you know, the rest of the
Mountain
world
from the
from.
Evermore.
Yeah, fucking, that's that's a magic forest that protects everything from the Evermore. So yeah, you don't really want to live in there, except if if you want to
Minions.
deal with the trolls. But as Sinafane says her goodbyes, she puts her two of her fingers in her mouth and whistles in the air with a sort of sharp note. And through the tree canopy, a creature flies through. 4 sturdy legs reach the ground first, and these enormous white wings fold up beside its sides. It shakes its head as it approaches its rider, and its long flowing mane glimmers in the torchlight with an almost reddish hue. It is a Pegasus.
Oh,
Oh, can we ask her if she has an extra one to give Doran?
Jesus. Just
God.
take hers. Kill her and take her horse.
No. Fuck, this isn't Skyrim, guys.
It could be.
No.
Kajita's wed.
But by the way,
I'm not a tabaxi this time, so no.
just so you know, just side information. Her horse is named Sunset.
Aw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has like a collar with a name on it. Anyway, she quickly jumps into the saddle of the Pegasus and flies into the air through the tree canopy. Hornblade turns toward all of you. We'll have a quick rest here while the carts arrive for the dead and the wounded. After that, we're heading back to the city. We should rest as well.
I should.
Hornblade once again unsheaths his sword and raises it high in the air. And all of you hear it in your mind. Settle down, man. We ride out in 2 hours.
Huh. Intriguing.
And with that, Hornblade leaves you to your own devices. What do you guys do?
Well, we could head back to the city and rest there.
Dorian's sleeping somewhere.
Yeah, well, we could
Don't know
head
if
back
they're
to the
aware of
city.
that.
Are you sleeping or are you trancing?
I don't know. He's completely asleep.
Alright.
The boy is
Ah.
exhausted.
You're bullying an Emma. You got it.
The boy died nearly 3 times by being pummeled into the ground. Boy's taking
Na-
a nap. A very long one.
Dorian is dreaming about becoming an ooze instead of a dragon.
Yeah. Or something immune to non-magical damage.
Or bludgeoning in
Or-
general.
Oh, damn it.
So,
Just immune to everything.
what do you guys do while Dorin's napping?
Should we draw a face on him?
feel I want to, but today is not the I don't think. Then again, he doesn't sleep often.
Exactly.
I'll say this. I'll turn away, and I haven't seen anything. I don't think I'm gonna go look at that bush.
I just look at Vave and sort of glare at him a little.
Wave, come with me.
Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. Viv is very occupied, slowly stripping off the meat of that horse leg.
Fair.
Jesus.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll pull a Jigglypuff.
At your own risk and perils.
There's no mirrors. You're never gonna know.
Sure, I'm not
I
gonna
think I'm gonna draw whiskers on him.
check my spell. Oh, sending. Should I report that to your father?
Sleeping.
Tell it to her girlfriend.
Yes, you're right.
Who
I think
knows?
that
Maybe
was
she's
already-
into that.
She's a stone already. She's not into much of anything.
She's into what, Amaze?
She said she's a stoner. She's not into many things.
Uh, you'd be surprised.
So yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think you have any
I have
drawing equipment.
prestidigitation.
You're going to just make a mark on his face for an hour.
I have plenty of pens in my bag, which I just left right next to him by chance.
Charcoal, maybe.
Yep.
I mean, in theory, is good for the skin. So.
Anyway, you spend you feel your artistic talent bloom and you draw on Doris' face, your good friend, who doesn't deserve this kind of treatment.
It's only
Yes, but
whiskers.
She will get what she
Just
deserves.
kawaii-fying him.
Why, Jesus! Don't ever say that again.
Well,
I'm
it's a
disgusted.
shame I'm the only able to verify
This is
myself.
what happens when I haven't been high in a long time, apparently.
But you have a short rest ahead of you. Do you guys wish to do anything during it besides short rest?
Short rest.
Well, if you guys are staying in the forest, the army is leaving in 2 hours.
Yeah, we can stay in the forest. Honestly, we have our tents. We have Emma to cast the dome as well.
Do we?
Don't you have dome? You have dome, right?
Yeah, it's a ritual spell.
So ritual.
Oh, true. I'm being an
You
idiot.
forget?
Yes, I forgot. It's been a while since I've used it, okay?
Right, you should probably pick your 4th level spell at some point.
Maybe.
Because you still haven't.
It's a meme. She's gonna have wish before she has a fourth level spell.
Oh,
I'll have more
so
ranger
that's
levels before I have a 4th level spell.
And Alustra did ask you to return to the city.
Yeah.
By noon, right?
No,
Oh,
she
shit.
wants us to meet by noon. We didn't have to.
I mean,
get
yeah,
to the city.
like we don't have to see until noon, so we should be okay. What's the time right now? Like it's like midnight or something.
It's like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, so we should have plenty of time to do it. I mean, we're gonna go to the city and sleep anyway. It's not gonna make any difference. We might as well take a long rest now and not waste that 1 hour doing short.
Mm. He's got a point.
That's gonna be an odd conversation
With
with the army, I guess. But
I mean, I'll let them know before we go to sleep that we're just gonna
Yeah.
stay in the forest.
you just erect a opaque dome around yourself, like, oh, I guess they are staying then.
Forward outpost.
And the bear attacks you, just scratching at the door, like, just piss off bear.
The
We
bear
just killed a
knows-
demon.
Are there any bears left in the forest?
It's a
Plot
big
twist: the
forest.
bear's a druid. And knows what the spell is and wants in because they want a comfy place to sleep.
That's okay then.
So,
Let
in
them-
any case, if you guys are having a long rest, that is a very different situation.
I will take first watch.
Well,
we
there's
can
not
find to take watches.
there's not really need any for first watch. You know, you're surrounded by an army.
Oh yeah.
After that, after the army leaves.
All right. So yeah, you settle down for a long rest. In 2
First watch
hours.
will be the army, the second watch will be MI, the third watch will be me.
Yeah. After 2 hours, Hornblade returns to you, and you tell him that you're going to return after them because you have a. What do you say? You're going to sleep out here?
Yeah,
Doran
our friend is
is
basically
very-
there and we don't want
Yeah,
to
he's
too cranky.
he's not good. He's not
He's
in
gonna
good
bitch
shape.
and moan if I put him on a horse right now. Might as well sleep here.
Exactly.
All right.
See you in the
Well,
morning.
yes, we'll be heading back. Hopefully, we'll see you at the meeting.
Yep, tomorrow morning, bright and early. Good night. Stop all this.
So, um, as the army gathers its wounded and dead, you see that many wooden cart has arrived, some covered with tarp, some not. The soldiers begin loading up the bodies into those carts. And you see more of the clerics of the one, well, the ones that survived, are attending to those wounded in the carts. As the carts ride away, the soldiers who still have horses get in the saddles and begin riding towards the city. Meanwhile, quite a large number of soldiers begin walking, as seem to have lost their horses in the fight. And you're left alone in the forest. Drisht, if you wish, you said you want Wave to take a look at your fucked up arm.
Oh yeah, true. There
Yeah.
have to be a medicine check from Wave.
I'll roll a medicine check for Wave.
Shit,
It
DC is 6, dude. I can just do it.
Yeah. To be honest, Wave cannot fail that roll.
Yeah, that's the reason I was having him do it.
But yeah, that's a success.
So it's to a 7 now.
Yeah, you continue getting better and better. Anybody else wants to try to advance any downtime trackers?
So we fail on that one.
Close but no cigar.
How do you close? Come on.
I guess I'll try to understand. Or the horse thing? My brain is not having a good time
Don't worry,
today.
I spent time and effort on that, Emma, to make it a fun pun.
Dances with horses. That thing.
Yeah, just click it.
Alright.
Let's see if you can handle animals.
Averagely,
enough.
apparently. Alright.
So, Emma, as the last of the soldiers leave, you find yourself in an empty forest. The wind is howling, and with so many dead around, it's quite odd and scary. Even though the army have removed their fallen, a lot of blood has been spilled in this forest. And there are still some remains of the devils that been killed. Now their bones crumbling away. Give me a perception check.
Alrighty. That's a dirty 20.
This is a terrifying night. Without the light of the Amalgam Devil, there's no moonlight, and the forest is dark. You can only rely on your dark vision to see, and the dwindling fire, small campfire that you use to cook your meal. It seems that throughout the night you feel that small creatures have returned after the fight, but each little noise terrifies you, thinking that another devil will jump at you from the dark. Oh, did you cast the dome in the end?
Yes.
Alright.
I like that. Yes.
And as you
he said this
sit,
was gonna be a good day, so
hey, it's a good day. You lived.
yeah. True. That's always good.
Most
And
of
that-
us do.
Yeah, Zephyr is dead. The fastest,
Oh,
the fastest horse in the north. So Emma, you sit back, lean against a large tree trunk, and look out for your friends. And as you sit in your lap, you feel the large fat paws of Mora appear as he walks out from your shadow and settles down in your lap, sort of curling up into a large heavy ball.
I am going to, he is going to get a lot of pets. A lot of very firm pets.
Yeah. Once
Firm,
again,
long strokes.
he is back to his normal bulk. You know, a bit on the heavier side for a cat his size.
That's
Chunky.
normal for him.
Big chungus. You seem to have quite an adventure again, Emma.
You could say that. You could also say that I was re-traumatized and that I am maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds away from curling up in a ball and just rocking back and forth. Because everything seems terrifying. I just. The noises, they're. This is. It's similar to what I felt after Golden Fields, but it's not the same. It's worse. So much worse.
Oh, Emma. You are so much stronger than you really think. And I believe you have nothing to fear here. You're amongst friends. And you are protected. Well, actually, you are protecting them.
I'm just keeping watch because I can't sleep. I'm terrified that if I sleep, nightmares will come.
Oh, that should be your. That shouldn't be a worry for you, Emma. For your nightmares, I am protecting you from.
I will
Actually,
snuggle him.
it is quite late. You should have a lay down, Emma. You've been out here watching for quite a while. I'm sure one of your friends will be able to take over now.
I will rouse Vave.
The one that doesn't see in the dark, yeah?
Not
Shit.
me.
To be honest, by this time, it's quite early, but in the next couple hours, the sun will rise.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is he
I
putting on
think
the
the
sleep
sun has
before the?
risen by now.
Yeah, it was like 3, and then 2 hours passed with the army, and then 2 hours passed with him. It's like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I will just sort of lay down, shivering.
So you lay down besides the tree and wake Wave to take a watch. And once again, Mora settles on top of you,
And I
curling
will
up and
snuggle him again.
looking at you. And as
Gonna-
you gaze, sorry,
You know that sort of like the pose that like kids are often seen in with like stuffed animals in anime and stuff when they're sleeping. I'm just gonna put an arm around him like that. Because, yes, that is vibe. And it's adorable.
yeah. And as you gaze
Emma's
into those
playlist is too edgy.
large green orbs staring into your eyes, you slowly drift asleep. And no nightmares plague your night. Well, morning in this sense. It seems that with a protective dome over you, and most of the creatures running as far as they can from this dangerous ritual, nothing is bothering you throughout the night. And as another 2 hours pass, Wave wakes you, Adrisht.
Wake up, go around, and down.
Sorry?
I'll wake up, look around, and sit down to take my watch.
Yeah. The sun has risen by now, and the light is shining through the tree canopy. In this new light of the day, you see the scar this battle has left in the forest. You see still the now dried or soaken in bloodstains. You see broken weapons. Fallen armor and scraps of clothing. It will take quite a while for the forest to heal this scar of a battle. But you're not going to sit here and wait for that. Give me that perception check.
Perception check. Second. No, man, I'm rolling like crazy. Jesus.
Yeah? Told you it's a good day.
Yeah, good thing there's no fights. Or I dismiss every attack apparently at this stage. Let me see. Let me roll an attack. Actually, not it. I'm good
Yeah.
today.
Mm.
Adrisht, you sit on your watch and look out to this battlefield. And would you give me a divine guidance roll?
There it is.
An odd idea settles itself in your mind. You're not composed in any way by it, but it bothers you for a moment because it feels like an idea that is not yours. With the orb in the hand, you feel something in your surrounding. An energy. An energy that you, if you wished, could tap into. An energy of undeath. Many people were slaughtered here. And while those knights have removed the fresh bodies of their soldiers, through this strange perception, you do feel a couple of cultists. Their corpses were left behind.
I'm gonna go over to the cultist bodies. Reach for this energy.
Are you going to reanimate this body?
Like this would be in the sense of this is like a raised dead or something.
Yeah. No, so not raise that. It's your
Anyway,
it's your orb spell.
I just think that turns them into a zombie.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's the question.
just be stuck with them is the problem. Now to go to the city. Can I drop this spell?
Hmm. If you animate a zombie,
So I can't drop the spell, but I can tell them to stay outside. So yes, I am going to raise the two zombies. Can they even answer questions?
no,
Oh, this is zombies.
these are zombies.
It'll take time also as well, right? Takes like
Yeah, a minute.
I'll do it, why not? I can only do one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only do one. Wait, no, I have enough for two. Fuck it, I'll do two. Let's
You know,
build that army. Let's build that.
instead of watching over your friends, you
I mean,
begin
it takes 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes.
you begin your unholy work. And as you hold out the purplish orb in your hand over the cultist corpse that was slashed with swords and pierced by spears, purplish light emanates from the orb, and you see a chain descend into the corpse's body, and the corpses begin to rise to your command. A two zombie stands by your side.
Hmm. Well, game over, is that? Wait here. You two. Don't attack anyone. And I'll leave them to wait outside the camp and fair distance away.
So, sorry, what was the exact order that you've given?
Wait here, you two, as I'm right outside the camp, right? and don't attack anyone.
Okay. So yeah, you leave your two new undead servants out of the way in the bushes.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna have them stand there as I blast them down with Eldritch Blast.
Jesus.
Hey, you can never kill a cultist enough times.
Yeah, I don't think they're going.
They're
they're.
not really fight it.
I don't think it's this is going. Ace is going to matter in this case.
Yeah, I can just keep blasting.
Yeah. So yeah, the two corpses stand.
Oh man, I can use them as training dummies for Finn.
So yeah, as the two reanimated corpses stand idly, you hold out your orb once again, and the blast of energy flies out, hitting one square in the face. And most of its flies off into the distance, but you do not stop. You blast again and again and again and again until you feel the necrotic energy that you pumped into these lifeless bodies dissipate, and they return to corpses. Now in somewhat worse shape than you were reanimated them first.
The thing is, if I just leave them and then like 24 hours pass, then after that they can just go and attack people.
Yeah. Also, this did stop you from having a long rest.
What?
You casted spells.
I thought my long rest was done.
No, it
No.
was
Like,
it was
oh,
during your
No.
watch.
I've already slept my time. It's the last fucking watch. Alright, whatever.
That's how long rests work. Sorry, man.
I wish you'd told me. I wouldn't have done any of this then.
You did that.
I guess I'm sleeping another 8 hours.
I was absolutely telling you that this was during your rest.
Oh, that's fine.
Anyway, but to be honest, like you're not going to get exhausted.
Mhm.
You had 2 long rests yesterday, and you traveled for like 2 hours.
I'm gonna take a short. No, but like I don't have any spells.
You did have a short rest. Like if your long rest fails, you have a short rest basically. If enough time has passed for a short rest.
I'm gonna start dumping slots. I convert my sorcery points into 2 level 3 spells. Oh wait, I don't actually have any. They don't recover either. Wait, I'd have to check.
But yeah, as the last hour of your watch passes, you return to the camp and you wake your friends. And you're all awake, having a much needed long rest.
Mm.
Well, except for hydration. Dorian, you feel much more rejuvenated now, although a bit itchy. Dorian?
One slot. Right?
Yes. Then I scratch what itch, I guess. And nothing happens because I don't care.
Sorry?
He's exhausted even now. Just
No! Why would you be exhausted? You just had a long rest.
because he slept on the floor.
No, you
God,
slept.
Forest floor.
Chris?
You slept in the tent.
Oh, they moved me. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
They set up the tent around you.
Mhm.
Oh, so they put the tent on me. Oh, that's worse, I guess.
Wave slept on top of you.
God.
He thought it was a rock. It reminded him of his home. But yeah, you all awake, long rested, and ready to leave,
Except me.
except for Adrisht. Well, it's so it's fine. He has the old man energy.
Yeah. Checks out. We should get going.
I use my first level first spot to cast Mage Armor and get going. And are we gonna get going immediately as we wake up, or are we gonna take an hour to just get food and prepare for the day?
I mean, the sooner we're off, the better, in my opinion. But you are
Also,
getting up there.
after coming back from the place, how long till I have to wake them up?
Sorry?
After I came back from the place, from the zombie blasting session, how long would it be till I have to wake them up? How long was that into my watch?
Let's say after you came back, you had 30, 40 minutes left.
I missed my wrongness by 30 minutes.
Yes. you had the long.
That's why you a dumbass.
I'll wake them up a half hour late, and I'm gonna use the hour to cast my summon lesser demon, or not sorry, my conjure servant.
Summon lesser
Sorry,
demon.
you said summon lesser demon now.
No, I don't have
Demons
enough points for that.
the demons are coming.
No, I don't have enough points for that.
I know.
Easy.
That would be so fun though if during their song or long rest you just summon a bunch of demons on them.
Yeah, we need more demons.
You're gonna
Yep.
summon the imp and keep it as an imp.
Fortunately, that's not how it works.
Oh, I can
I
have
told-
both. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you. When you finish your summoning, the imp is conjured, and as it falls into dark ash, hope rises again out of the ashes, shakes off the dust from her feathers, and flutters onto your shoulder.
I'm gonna use her to wake Doran up.
It sort of pokes you a
God.
bit with its beak.
I'm
And
gonna
she looks unsatisfied.
use her to wake Doran up and the rest of them up.
Ow. Just lie onto them and beak them to to wake
But
up.
most of them, she's just gonna wake with her wing Doran. She's gonna shit on from the air.
Jesus. Why? Why do you guys just... What's your problem with Dorian, guys?
So, did you say you're gonna make your bird shit on me? Because I remember I have a spell called Magic Missile was gonna fuck you shitty bird.
I mean, you're not even awake, but okay.
In any case, through some not so disgusting methods, you are all awakened in the morning.
Bird's gonna shit on him someday.
Well, tonight was eventful.
You passed out. Straight up.
Oh, I know. I didn't pass out. I fell asleep.
Yeah, Dorian, you
of
notice the
exhaustion.
entire army
That's
is
called
gone and you're
passing
still
out.
in the forest.
Why are we still in the forest?
Because you were
I'm pretty sure you could
Passed
have
out.
dragged me somewhere.
I
Easily.
don't want to deal with your cranky ass in the middle of the night, so I left you sleeping. You can go there
I'm
now.
the cranky one. Because I'm pretty sure
sorry,
I
would
didn't
you
fall asleep in
want
the
us-
tent.
Would you want us to wake you up and drag you all the way there?
You could probably drag me without waking me up, considering
On what? You don't have a horse anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Finn has
strong.
room on his horse.
Does he?
Where's a halfling? Of course he has room on a full-size horse.
That's up to Finn, not me. More importantly, man, you're so catty today.
You are.
What?
I chuckle and look at Emma and wink.
I wiggle my eyebrow. So-
Oh, is this what they call bullying? Are you bullying me?
no,
Nobody could bully you, you idiot. Let's go.
you're too much of an easy target for bullies. Come on, let's go.
Sure.
He's gonna go to a loose trail with the whiskers on his face. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be...
Sure. Humiliate him in front of the person he, one of the beings person he worships in the world. But sure,
Aw,
nothing can go wrong.
yeah.
This
Not
is
like
where
called
Dawn
having a
goes
sense
from
of
neutral
humor.
to chaotic evil.
Wait, Dawn is already neutral evil.
No, straight from neutral to chaotic.
Oh god.
Unfortunately, to your guys, you know how ridiculously Frank would be, but unfortunately, you do have an actual good person in your camp,
Oh god.
Finn.
Finn.
No way.
No. Finn.
Come on, you can't take this away from us based on a character who's not here.
I mean,
Ah.
if you want to talk about the good person, that should be Emma, but clearly
I'm
she
sure
isn't.
Finn would see the
It's
humor
called
in it.
pulling a prank.
Yeah, but
That's not funny.
I
the
didn't
thing
color in
is,
your
like,
nose.
Finn is not going to blow your prank. He's going to just wash his face and just casually offer it to Dorin as well.
No, thanks. And Doran washes his face.
Yeah, there's a lot of black stuff coming off your face.
I'm gonna be
God.
really mad
Did
if
I
Finn...
bled that much?
You had a lot of dirt on you.
Must be demon blood or something.
Yeah, probably. Probably my own.
I hate you, Finn. I'm gonna be mad at Finn for no reason next week and he won't know why.
Well, no, it's a shame. While we're gone, Sirocco died. Just like that, a rock fell on his face.
No, it's the Tundra COVID that got him.
Tundra COVID.
Why would anything happen to Sirocco?
Well, he's definitely dying to the Tundra COVID though.
Adrish is gonna be mad at Finn for doing this.
Yeah. Poor Finn.
Poor
But
Finn.
I know Finn. I know Finn well.
I think Adrish
Yeah,
knows him better.
you do.
He's too much of a wuss to pull a prank on Dory like that.
Yeah, because he's scared of Doran, like he should be.
But
Don't-
he's
you know.
kind of a nerd.
Yeah,
Don't
sure,
make-
the nerd that can.
Don't make
summon
pranks on the
force.
dragon, guys. Don't pull pranks on the dragon. In any case, you quickly get your shit together and you settle up to ride back to Silvery Moon, or anywhere you want to go.
I think we should go to Silver Moon.
I'm actually still tired, but yeah, we need to see Silverhand.
It's Lady Silverhand.
Not today.
Yes.
Say-
Yeah, she's not a noble, she's Lady Silverhand. It's more than just nobility, why I address her this way.
Sure, you can do whatever you want. I'm not stopping you.
We do need to talk to the lady. So,
To be honest, Dorin's views are completely understandable. He doesn't just worship Illustria for her amazing magical powers. She is literally a chosen of Mistra, technically a daughter of Mistra.
No, I don't doubt it at all. It's just that
I know.
after yesterday and like seeing her not being all high and mighty for like 10 minutes, this just doesn't see her that way.
Yeah, like she's been high and mighty since the moment we met her.
I mean, yeah, But like that's what the impression of ladies would be, right? And she's just not like that, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Have you met Emma?
Emma's not like that.
Yeah, but she's a lady.
Yeah, she's not like that. She doesn't need to be called a lady at every moment.
Oh god, if we have to call Emma every time lady.
Lady Koryak. In any case, let's ride, guys.
I think she would have died one too many times. Probably because we didn't save her ass.
I'm gonna get on Sunshine.
I would probably go somewhere
pat his mane,
specifically
tell
so
him I
you
love him,
couldn't save my
and I won't
ass.
cut his legs off and take his hooves away.
Well, you know, Zephyr tasted quite nice in the evening.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Well, I assume we have 4 bloody horseshoe.
No, the horseshoes are clean, to be honest.
Prestidigitation exists. If
I don't
nothing
know.
else.
I
But, you
have
know,
them to still be attached to the end, to the hooves.
no. They've made something very useful out of the hooves.
Oh, some soup.
Ah,
No, do you need wood?
Those.
no. He made
That's-
marshmallows.
Marshmallows?
Yes, they're gelatin. Do you not know where marshmallows come from?
Pig?
Not from horseshoes.
It's pig, not horseshoes, not horses. It's
In
made
any
with
case,
pig
let's
gelatin.
not go into this discussion right now, guys.
Well,
Probably not the right moment.
So, as you begin to ride on your horses through the forest, you're riding back towards the road. Where the camp was set, you're only a couple minutes away from the main road that you've entered from originally. As you ride through the forest, you still see more damage. Trees fell over, some snapped in two. You see the signs of fires and even magical attacks. And as you ride on, you exit the forest and find yourself once again on the road. The sun is shining down on you. It's almost noon.
Well, we're supposed to meet her at the palace, so might as well make our way there.
exactly.
Okay. To the palace.
To the palace! You begin riding on the road.
Is-
I assume.
Is Doran with Shadow Ranger?
Sure.
Yeah.
Shadow
I
Range
mean-
is, compensating even harder now to be at front, but with two riders, he's sort of lagging
in
a
front.
bit.
Oh no.
He has a half a rider and a rider.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
fine.
it's a fantasy world. It's not physics. It's still two riders on a horse.
I think you just contradicted yourself, but okay.
Halflings are still cool, still creatures, still full creatures. Doesn't matter if they're halflings.
I'm okay with that.
So, you ride on the road at a quite brisk pace, I assume, to get back there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You ride on as you begin approaching the high walls of Silvery Moon. You still see a couple very thin strands of smoke rising to your right from the forest. The last remains of today's battle. You press your horses on, but it's not the neck-breaking pace that you had to ride out of the city into battle. And with a little less than an hour, you begin approaching the great gates of the Hunter's Gate. As you approach the walls of the city, you see to the left a large group of tents have been set up. It seems this is where, at the moment, they store their dead.
Hmm. I will avert my eyes. Just look at something else. I don't care if it's an old man's asshole, honestly. Just something else.
What is that? Your compass? What?
Drish was leaning forward at the moment.
Plumber's crack. God.
But as you ride through the gate, suddenly you are hit.
It?
By a rain of arrows.
By a frying pan?
I, thundering applause.
Do we have, like, is faith
Third
in this
one's
bitch?
right. As you enter through the gate.
Frying pan.
No, that was the second. You find yourself on the street of Silvery Moon, and the streets are filled with people. People, soldiers, lining the street, and they shout and clap and cry for you as you return. It seems that your heroic actions have been spread around the city. And as the scouts from the top of the wall have noticed your return, people have come out from their houses onto the street to celebrate your return. People throw colorful streamers and flowers onto the street ahead of you as you ride through. What do you guys do?
I mean,
I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Bone Knowledge to give myself proficiency in performance and try not to act like a bumbling idiot.
I will just, not act like a bumbling idiot because I know how.
Yeah. so
Isn't Borrowed Noise like a acquisition inquiry?
it's a skill in a proficiency I lack. I gain proficiency for an hour.
No, but isn't that like
Where
a
does it come from?
yeah?
What source book is it from?
I don't know. I have it in my spell list. It's in my shit. Oh,
Oh no, it's the fucking new fucking Hogwarts book. All the magic school bullshit.
Oh,
oh,
Strixhaven?
Strixhaven?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just smile and wave, and Hope is gonna fly above me and like do flying tricks and stuff.
Yeah, Strixhaven. I don't mind you using it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using that just not to act like a complete fool. I don't know if you want me to make a rule for that. I will. Just
Sure, give me that roll.
okay. It's not a -2 I have now. Actually, I can make myself temper. Hey, +1. 17.
Hmm.
I know it's pointless, but I think it fits Doran to
Yeah.
just pretend like he knows what he's doing.
So yeah,
I will
as
prestidigitation sparkles and just sort of.
as you ride behind a tiny
wave to the
halfling,
crowd.
hugging over, hugging his hips.
I think Doran has the balance to be on a horse going not that fast without
Oh, so-
holding on to their life.
You're saying you're going to stand on the back of the horse and perform there?
Sure, why not?
Ah,
So,
God.
as you ride on, and Adris politely wave, and Emma shows her best. Suddenly, you notice Doran quickly jump up on the back of Shadow Ranger, and like a
Oh, God.
professional dancer stands there
And breakdance.
God.
no bows towards the people, extends his hand in a. It's the odd thing is it's not flamboyant. It is simply balanced. He is standing there, and there's something odd about it. He looks more powerful, more
Comfortable.
comfortable, more serious. But not serious in his usual manner when he can't take a joke, but he looks important.
I'll go up to I'll ride up next to him and I'll say, maybe there is hope for him after all.
Perhaps.
And Emma,
But
for
also, Harvey
once,
really wants to
possibly,
be outdone.
Emma, and for once, possibly in your life, you notice that not all of the eyes are staring at you.
Hey, my boy!
Ah,
My boy.
As
no,
Dorian
undoubtedly it
rides,
wasn't.
as Dorian rides atop of Shadow Ranger with Finn in front of him, all the eyes follow him, and more cries and shouts and whoop sounds as you ride on
I will
through the
just
city.
quietly prestidigitation like sparkles in front of him. Or something. You know, augment his bit.
Augment.
Right, it looks more like you're trying to blind me.
So,
I said sparkles,
now-
not fireworks.
let us go to Silvery
And
Moon.
they'd be on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's big. Have you not seen something big before?
What?
My brain is.
At the
sorry.
moment, you are riding through the Hunter's Gate. And as you pass beyond the small crowd that's gathered, you're riding into the large main square, the market of Silvery Moon. It seems that the people are not crowding around you that much as you pass on, but you still see people looking at you, and some smaller groups stop for a moment to clap or raise their fist to in the air for you. You see a group of soldiers, seemingly off their duty at the moment, in a small tavern to the sides, sitting on the benches, raise their mugs towards you. What now, guys?
I'm not directing the horses. They are.
Are you sitting back down, or are you still performing?
Nope. I'm gonna
Oh,
stay
God.
there for a while.
How long does this spell last?
An hour.
Do
An
you have
hour
a,
of adequate knowledge in performing.
do you have a book worth at least 25 gold, please? I think
Yeah,
you do.
any of my books.
They're all, yeah, books
They're all
are
worth
expensive.
25 gold. Because books are a scam.
Yep, they are. My books are even bigger scams.
25 gold. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you guys riding to the palace?
Yes.
Give me another performance check, Dorian.
Oh, me?
Yep.
No, great.
You know,
Can I?
Push your luck.
Yeah,
you
sure, why
gonna?
not?
Yep. Reroll that performance.
It's not worse.
Yep. It seems that as you're riding in the streets now, people are still watching you, but it's a bit odd now more than inspiring. But you still, catch quite a lot of glimpses towards you, and a couple of people just straight up staring.
Ah,
Hey, he's not a bad-looking elf. Problem is a librarian, so he doesn't get out.
it's one of them.
You quickly ride through the city towards the palace. And in a couple minutes of time, you arrive in front of Alistriel's palace, which is called the High Palace, oddly.
Probably a low one.
Huh.
As you arrive, more soldiers stand and salute to you. And you see a familiar face approaching down the high staircase. His slippers clapping on his feet and the ground. Hmm? Do you guys
Huh?
not greet him?
Is it?
I wave.
Who is that? Is it Hornblade?
Oh, come on, guys. It's Fred.
Oh, the immaculate old dwarf.
Yeah.
I wave. As I said.
Fret not, fret. We have. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Ah, Addressed.
I apologized.
Go to the back.
I'll take it. I heard worse ones.
Well,
You know what? It's actually quite good. Might just use it somewhere. Good job out there, you.
yeah. Live to fight another day, I guess.
Yeah. If you live a couple more decades and do a couple more of these stunts, I might just write something about you.
I fear that you might have to one day, considering the way our lives are panning out.
Well, my life was perfectly dull until I met you. So.
I'm sorry, Emma. Your life is never dull.
Ah.
Dull to her standards.
You saw my brother.
Yes,
If I had continued down the road that I was on, I would have probably wound up like him.
Oh, you're leading the armies of Waterdeep?
No, the other one. The incompetent one.
The extremely powerful lord.
The
with a beautiful
extremely
family.
annoying lord. Although, if I had a little less respect.
There are worse fates, Emma. Don't worry about that. Could be a librarian.
Sorry.
Or a farmer.
Apparently,
Come on.
Winter Emma snorts.
Oh, come on. Korek is not that annoying. It's fine.
Yeah, he's very nice.
It's a bit goofy.
Fair.
In any case,
Perhaps Emma looks down on him because he's content. And she's not.
you don't know. You don't even know him well.
Exactly.
Okay, Emma's rude now.
But she's called him content. How's that rude?
So you quickly get out of your saddles, and and as Fred sort of signals you to follow him.
Alright. I follow.
Yep.
So you quickly climb the huge staircase, and you led into that large audience hall that you've been in before. But now the hall is not empty, but quite full. You see a lot of people, clearly members of the military. You see man and woman dressed in long robes on the other side, and you see quite a lot of people that you would guess must be either merchants or nobility just by their uh, richly dressed clothing and jewelry. And in the center of attention in the room sits Lustriel on her high throne. You still see her right arm bandaged up, but she has changed into a different dress by now. It is sort of like a very light lilac color that matches her quite well, actually. Her long silvery hair hangs down in a single braid in front of her, and the long sleeve of the dress sort of hangs back a bit, so you can see a couple bandage under it. But she still holds onto the long unicorn-headed staff in her right hand, and still holds the left tucked into her dress. Besides him, you see Hornblade standing, and on her other side stands another man, similarly dressed to Hornblade, but the shoulder pauldrons are less decorated.
Oh,
As you enter, a servant to the side announces you with threat in tow as you enter the chamber, and the faces turn towards you, all of them.
Ugh.
As you stand, the robed figures and soldiers with the rich folk all begin to clap, and new smiles spread on almost all of their faces, looking at you.
I bow.
I curtsy.
Thank you, friends, for the honor. But I fear the threat is not yet past.
Fred steps to the side, and as you move forward, Illustria lifts her staff and one steps it on the stone floor of his chamber, and quickly the clapping and cheering dies down. Our new friend, Mr. Einsfog, is correct. This was a great attack against our home, but the threat is not over. She looks
Believe-
towards you.
I believe my friend Doran here made a discovery yesterday. I think he can probably shed some light upon what happened.
Yeah,
Doran?
okay. I wasn't the only one. Emma also knows about this, but there we go.
You're the one who's
Yeah,
good
You're
at
the one with
talking.
the you're the one with the good charisma right now.
Uh,
And
Exactly.
as you say that, suddenly a spell fizzles out.
Jesus.
No.
uh,
Suddenly a bumbling moron again.
not suddenly.
The spell does not fix that.
Sorry. What's happening? I'm confused.
Share your findings about the things you found in the circle yesterday. How they
yeah.
relate to us.
Right. So when on the way here from the Edifice Library, we came across a young woman who was enslaving the local populations, the local lizard folks, using headpieces that we have that make them more susceptible to mind magic. Uh, today, yesterday, this morning, tonight,
This morning.
whatever, when whatever happened and was done. Uh, Emma noticed that on each of the bodies that were used to fuel the spell, they appear to be wearing a similar headpiece. Don't really know what to do with that though.
As you say this, an immediate whispering breaks out, especially on the side of the roped figures. You see a couple even turn away and begin a heated discussion amongst themselves. The staff, and silence falls on the chamber once again. Thank you for sharing this information with us. If you don't mind, would you have one of those devices?
Yeah, I think
We
we
have the
grabbed the one
one
we found
from
with the frog
the.
brain.
If
We.
that is acceptable,
Sure.
our heads of our schools would have a look at it. Maybe they will be able to find more out about it. And she sort of gestures with her staff towards the rope figures.
I will get over to them.
Yeah. As you approach one of these tall robed man, he has this he has a shaven head, and on his skull you see these symbols tattooed. He is clean shaven, but he seems quite aged, but without much hair. It's difficult to tell his age. He sort of bows towards you and extends his hand. And when you hand him the device, he immediately takes a good look at it and steps back, and more of his compatriots sort of surround him. And in a very low tone, they begin discussing. Um, One of them seems to turns towards Hornblade, who gives them a nod, and most of these rope figures begins walking out of the chamber.
Alright. I will walk back to the others.
As Mr. Einsfog expressed, this danger is not over. The cult still stands, and they are ready. Will be ready to strike. If not against us, maybe one of our allies will be attacked. Maybe all of us will be attacked.
We
For
also discovered. Sorry, go on.
no, go for it.
Is that we also discovered the supposed perpetrator of this attack yesterday, a man by the name of what was it?
Darius Bloodmane.
Darius Bloodmane, Lord Darius Bloodmane, and I believe we heard mention of him before. Yes, Soren?
What?
We've heard mention of Bloodmane's name before, right? In a letter.
Did I?
I think we did. It was a letter where you uncovered the name, right?
No.
Have we not?
Nope.
No.
We nope. We have heard of Renmane,
What?
but never Bloodmane.
Oh, yes, you did.
We did.
Yeah, you should look at your clues better.
Aha! I remember something the Keeper of Nose does not.
Sure, sure. Right, look at it.
We have heard of this name, right?
Oh, right. It's in Amelia's letter. We'll go that way.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've read this. It's the one who tricked Amelia. I think.
Yeah, well, that's the connection, right? He gave her the helm.
Wait. Oh, I just saw something on Amelia's letter. It's the location of the cursed items.
Wait,
Hmm?
what?
The, I wear the ring of the master constantly to his words. I placed his words among the word of mortals. May his truth destroy the man's known believer. I betrayed the trust of my most trusted, be their flesh and life payment for your service. That's what we found in the manor. Some of the items we found in the manor. Sorry, it doesn't matter right now, but I just realized that.
I'm very glad that you realized that.
Where was this? Sorry.
uh, Amelia's letter. It's in the notes.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah,
as
we'll
as you,
mention that as well.
as you say that, Alustriel responds, "Yes, I've already instructed my men to look for this name in our records, find out who this Bloodbane is. But if he's turning people towards his cause, I must inform all of our allies that this man is dangerous, and his name should be known throughout the land as a criminal and a monster who is responsible for this attack against Silvery Moon." Seems to he turns to the man on his right side, so the opposite to Hornblade. "Send out riders right away. I want to inform all of our neighbors of this treacherous man." The man nods and walks forwards towards the military. The soldiers on on the left. He quickly gives out some orders in silence, and once again, most of those soldiers leave. Now you're left with Hornblade, Alistriel, the other soldier, and just couple merchants or nobles that surround her. It's difficult for me to express the gratitude that we feel towards you, all of you. I was told that the name that you've chosen for your group was Aegis. It seems that is a quite fitting name. As it seems that you have shielded us from this great danger. I can only hope that your protection will not only extend to us, but that all those who will need it.
Any who need that will have a protection. My lady.
What he said.
You're available to help those in need. To put it simply.
That is
How many
wonderful.
people are in the chamber right now?
Um, including Alustriel and the two important military men, around 20, except for you, not counting you.
Hmm. But yeah, still there is another matter, and I believe that must be discussed privately.
Ah, yes, the one that you were mentioning yesterday. Yes,
Oh, there.
yes, I will. A private meeting will be arranged, but before that, besides the gratitude, I am certain that a reward is in order. For such a service, I cannot offer a simple reward. That would be a shame to our city. For that, I ask you to stay with us for a while, so a proper reward might be prepared.
Oh, that is most generous of you, my lady. We intend to stay until the festival is complete, at least.
That is
And
wonderful. And as you mentioned the festival, you hear a couple voices from the side of the nobility and merchants. But Lady Elistra, you cannot be certain after such events. People more you want to mourn their deaths, and they surely cannot think of holding the festivals. And you see Alistriel sort of turns towards the men who were speaking, and they seem to shy back under her gaze and says, "That is the exact reason we're going to hold the festival. To
people need
remind
something
people,
to get their minds off their grief.
yes, we'll remind the people of Silvery Moon and all of those who have gathered for the festival that the world is not bleak, that while danger lurks, we stand strong, and we still the free city of Silvery Moon."
And we can still have joy and happiness and hope.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, I said. Ugh.
God damn it, Doran.
The terrible.
Disgusting. How dare you try to be happy? There's books
Oh.
to be read.
Yes. That's how you be happy, not by surviving. Ugh.
You be happy by celebrating. Or
But
in Adrist's case,
there's
raising
another
zombies.
who deserves a long-awaited reward. And you see the two men step in front of Illustrial, and they go to their knees. Illustrial seemingly heavily leaning onto her unicorn-headed staff, stands up from her seat and looks over the two men. To you, Tarn, you have been the leader of my spell guard for many years, and I'm grateful for your service. And I believe after so many years of battle and hardship, you deserve the honor that I shall bestow upon you. So just a moment.
I forgot the name. Ba-ba-da-ba-doo.
It's in a different note, Doran. That's the fucking position that he's getting. Where the fuck is it?
Someone didn't do his prep.
I did it, it was just it's in the other notes.
That's bad.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame the system. To you I bestow the position of High Mage of the Ladies' College. And to your nephew, Eurus, you shall take up Torrent's place as head of my spell guard. And the man besides him, this half-elven man, bows deep in front of Alustria. Hornblade stands up and stands in front of Alustria and says, I'll accept this honor, my lady. And he sort of unbuckles the silvery shoulder pads and hands it over to the half-elven man besides him. Protect our lady, nephew. You will bring great honor to us. And the younger man sort of looks at the silvery shoulder pads with awe and sort of steps back, still bowing towards the older man. The nobility, or the assumed nobility, begins to clap at this exchange.
Clap as well. You know, join in on the joy.
Yeah. Illustriel turns towards this, over a dozen people and and says to them, I expect all of you to take part in the festivities with all your efforts and make sure that it is a 10-day to remember, no matter how harsh or dark times may come. We are the people of Silvery Moon, and we do not let our lights dwindle. I call this meeting over. And he once again taps his staff on the floor, and it makes us almost instead of this small noise, it almost sounds like a bell being rung. The people begin to sort of stream out, chatting amongst themselves, and you see Eurus, the new leader of spell guards, walking out with them as well. Now, as they leave, you'll notice in the chamber only Illustria, Hornblade, a couple servants, and Fret remains. We seem to be sitting in a low chair on the side, eating grapes. Well, if you would follow me, we shall have a discussion.
Of course.
Illustriel still leaning on her staff, holding in her right hand, begins leading you out through a back door through the chamber. Hornblade looks after her for a moment, then gives you a short bow and leaves off, while Fred jumps up from his chair and with his, clapping sandals on his feet follows you.
Let's do this.
I'm letting you take the lead just on this one.
I think neither of us
Really?
are qualified for that. I think this is
Sure you want him to take the lead?
Fair.
I think this is definitely Doran's example. Doran's
Oh,
area of expertise.
great.
This is. Doran's
have
been
to?
doing a wonderful job. Yes.
Do I need to recast my own knowledge? I'm joking. It's not that far off, honestly.
So, once again, you are being walked through the beautiful palace, the high palace of Elustria. You see these enormous stained glass windows, high, reaching the ceiling, and through it you look out onto the city. Even now, you see some repairs being done, and people all over the street. Even though people have suffered this horrendous attack, that does not stop them. They do not waver, and they will recover as fast as they can. The constant flapping of Fred's shoes on his bare feet are a bit distracting from this idle view, but oddly calming as well. As you make your way through the long hallways and small staircases, Illustrio stands in front of a simple door, lets go of his unicorn staff that stands on its own by her side, and opens the door in front of you. She leads through and settles in this high red chair beside in this very small room. The room is maybe 10 feet wide, 15 feet wide and 10 feet long. It's there are one of the wall is dominated by this huge two-sided window that is open, and fresh air is coming in, making the large curtains flutter in the wind. There are no other chairs, but there are large cushions on the floor besides. And in the center, there's this low table with a porcelain set for tea. As Alistriel settles down in her chair, she rests her right arm on the arm of the chair and lets go of the staff once again. That you notice hovers above the ground by a couple inch beside her. Fred immediately settles on a large cushion on the ground and pours himself a large cup of tea and begins devouring a biscuit.
I will also settle on a cushion.
I assume you all do.
No, I'm gonna make a handstand in a corner
You
with my
awkwardly,
face against the wall.
yeah, you awkwardly stand in the corner, not looking at everyone.
No, I
anyone.
don't stand. I do a handstand.
Yeah, of course, and you also read with one hand.
Of course, yeah. I do one-handed with a book on the ground.
So, as you all settle down comfortably on the cushions, Illustriel has been sort of leaning back, but now she opens her eyes and looks at all of you. I wanted to express my personal gratitude as well. Without you, a lot more of my soldiers would have died. I am not even sure if they would have been able to face this danger. I fear that if you weren't here, it would have been me who went out to fight that battle. It would have to be my soldiers defending my walls.
You're very welcome.
But let's put aside gratitude and thanks for now. What was that reason, that thing that you wanted to talk about?
I assume
It
we all
seemed
just
quite
turn and look at
important.
Doran.
Sorry, what were you saying,
I
Emma?
assume we all just turn and look at Doran.
Yep. Karan, I think it's best if you start from the beginning.
As
And
do
I don't mean
I.
your birth.
I wasn't going to begin there, but you know what? That's an excellent point for a beginning.
No,
So,
no, Doran.
First, many believe that the worlds were created by the dragon gods.
God.
I'm going to go back.
Nor do we mean the birds of the universe.
Legends speak of the great serpent deity Quetzalcoatl. So, Dorian, faces turns towards you.
Uh, during the winter of this, every most of the monks at the efficient library started to have vision of. I wasn't privy to what they meant, but they essentially were bad things happen in the north. These 5 idiots are involved somehow. That's us. Uh, and so the director of the deficient library decided to search for this individual, gather them, and send them to the north. I was already I was a member, so it wasn't that hard to find. But he also realized that all of them, 4 of them, would be in Downer. At the place? No. Where's the city? What is the city near the deficient library?
Karadun.
Carden. God, I had the wrong one. Would be in Carden on a certain time. So he sent me to gather them and bring them to the library. And that's where he told all of us that we were in some visions of God, some divinations that could not be stopped by any means, that were forced on some of them. I was didn't have the vision, so I'd have no idea what they mean. Uh, the director explained that to us. He told us to find you because you would be the person most adept to help us in our task to help against what is coming, whatever that is. It wasn't very clear on that.
From what I understood, the visions were troubling. And as we moved further and further to the north,
What was I supposed to say?
sorry,
Nothing.
as we moved further and further to the north, uh, trouble has found us. And I believe he sent us to you because, well, the weave is somehow involved. And you are of Mistra, are you not? Honestly, I didn't expect much. But I just wanted answers
What?
to my own problems. But at this point, it's hard to ignore all the tremendously dangerous things that seem to happen around us and the world in general. He also gave us these, and I show her the.
Amulet.
Yep. These
May I?
somehow. I will not remove it, but I will go close and proffer it from my chest and be like, uh, these these somehow protect us from the arcane wasting.
Well, we're
They
not sure
connect
about that,
us.
but they certainly protected us from losing magic.
They connect us somehow to the outside world, even through this veneer of darkness that's surrounded the
Andy, what you talking about, Twist?
But yes, we are able to reach divinity through them, right?
Are we?
Isn't that what we've been doing? Rolling divine guidance rolls all day?
I think it's just whether you're lucky or not.
I think it's whether the gods favor you or not.
I don't know.
Nobody else is reached by the gods here except us.
Sorry.
Jesus.
What the oh wow, that's a sneeze.
Can you reach Mistra?
She's a wizard. She's not. Actually, she might.
She's the chosen of Mistra. What?
She's
Yeah,
not
we know
actually.
this
She
shit,
might.
shut up.
I know she's the chosen. Would I know that she's the chosen of Mistra at this point?
I don't think Dorian told you.
I don't think I told you.
He literally shouted at me last, like 2 sessions ago.
Did
when
she?
I tried, when I was like super disrespectful of her, and you were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
she's literally a chosen of Mistra."
I'm going to say yes, but you're not sure what that means. You know,
But I will
you,
ask her that question
you understand the exact meaning. You know, chosen by a god. That's quite obvious.
Yeah, the words "chosen of Mistra" don't leave much up to interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Except
will
for the
ask her if
requirements.
she can reach Mistra. Has she been able to reach Mistra in the last months?
My connection with Mistra is more complicated than just simply connecting. And also, your friend Doran will tell you, contacting Mitra is not as simple as contacting any other god. Well, contacting the god is never simple, but Mistra is a special case.
I'm not easier to contact.
I recall him saying that she is the weave in a way somehow. I don't know how that works, but
I don't think I understand either. It's confusing.
but the fact that the arcane wasting seems wasted upon us, for lack of a better word.
Well, are we sure on that?
Well, you made pretty direct contact with somebody who had the disease and came out on the other side without any symptoms.
Did
right?
I?
Didn't he?
Did he?
Hi.
But you did walk into the,
And touched someone, I'm pretty sure.
you walked into the in this area of the morsel of the one, which was filled with people suffering from arcane wasting.
No, well,
I
that's a
think-
fair point.
I think you even licked a stone for some reason.
I don't
What
think I
the
did. I think I
hell?
punched. I tried to stab the stone.
So whatever it was, you were like among the people there. And it was a pretty small area, contained area.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is connected somehow. The arcane wasting, the fact that all the deities seem to have pulled back, and somehow this one seems to have survived contact with this
There,
disease.
there's one more thing. I don't fully know how to explain this properly, but I think I mentioned this before about the weave being corrupted. It's when we're on a boat, we then cross the threshold that Adrisht was able of seeing. I was pulled from my own body and was able, I think, to observe the weave. And I noticed that around the Salt Coast and where we are here in Silvermoon, it was different. It seemed nefarious, corrupted. And the moment we arrive in Waterdeep, they tell us about a disease that spreads through magic. It's hard not to find a connection, not to think of a connection between the two of them.
Doesn't help that all of this was being investigated by the Open Lord of Waterdeep, and he seems to be missing as well.
Yes. Lord Blackstaff.
Yes, his disappearance is very troubling. And possibly even more troubling that the black staff itself is missing as well.
I have no idea what that is.
I'm sorry, you can't find him? Do I know what you mean by the black staff?
Do I know what she means?
Emma knows. The black staff is not so. The man black staff carries a signature item,
A
his
black
black
staff.
staff. But that is not only his personal item, that is the symbol of his office. And it is more than just an item of his. The basically the high mage of Waterdeep always has the black staff, and they are named black staff for that. And it is said, Emma, that even if the current black staff would die or disappear or is relieved from his office, the black staff would return to the tower to choose a new black staff.
Alright. It's well, apparently he's not dead, so there's that. If it's missing, I mean, you know.
What you just told me gave quite a lot of insight in many things. It is very rare that anyone would receive the many-faced amulets. The amulets are not created by man. It is a gift from the gods. Not just a god, but the gods of goodness and law for a specific aim and goal that those who are chosen must complete. And for that you have received this. And not only that, but the gods have sent visions to the good monks of the Edificient Library. It puts a great pressure on all of you. It seems a lot is expected from all of you. There is something though that I feel me and my people have discovered that might eluded you. It is different what affects magic and the arcane wasting. We discovered through experimentation that these two are completely separate.
Oh?
The arcane the arcane wasting is a plague, a disease that ravages the Sword Coast, the north itself. It attacked anyone who got in contact with the infected. But the magic users were even more affected, as those who were infected then casted magic on, or they were casting magic themselves, for spreading the disease immediately. But you see, there's a thing we call now the arcane anomaly.
And what of this anomaly?
It is that, as Dorian, you have described, the weave itself is being corrupted. It behaves oddly. That is the reason, by law, I declared no one shall use magic above the 5th level in the city. As every time that higher magic is used, it seems to be affected. Similar to the wild magic sorcerers, but even more unpredictable.
Oh, Oh, that's bad.
That's very bad.
Oh, that's not great.
It seems.
So is
But you
it?
say that the two are not connected.
We are not sure if it's not connected, but they are separate, without a doubt.
I have another question. You must have been curious about these clerics of the One. I don't doubt that they themselves are good, honest people who just want to help. But the appearance of this god and their ability to pierce this veil beyond where all the other deities seem incapable is most worrying, isn't it not?
Yes, I share your worries, Mr. Einsfog. I have sent my people, trusted people, to look into it. For as of now, there are some who entered this new church. Unfortunately, though, those who do not receive the blessing from their God are not let in on their deepest secrets. Especially this emerald tablet that they mention. That
You've heard
seems
about this Emerald Tablet, right?
surely, if anybody remembers.
I
That
seem to
remembers
recall,
what?
but I don't remember everything. I don't remember
I
the
don't
details.
remember everything. It sounds familiar.
The what?
The Emerald Tablet?
I
Yeah, that's
plead
where
the
the
fifth, Your Honor.
commandments of the One are stored.
Okay.
I don't remember. I probably wasn't here for it.
Nice, good
Uh,
to know.
I think we learn about that in Waterdeep when we had
Oh,
after the
yeah!
sermon with the
Yeah,
MS-1.
they were talking about tablets and
And
stuff, and I was
tablets, all the
getting
commandments of the One. I'm not
Oh, I
sure about
remember
that.
now. I remember now.
yeah
I
those
don't.
things.
Yes, these seem to be the only tangible evidence of this god of theirs. The rest is just what they tell to each other, to themselves. But it is their closestly guarded secret, it seems.
Might be time to infiltrate this Church of the One then.
But
We do have
well,
an inn.
it is an odd concept. It is an odd thing that this new god just showed up out of nowhere, and all these people find their fate with them. But at the same time, after all effort put in, my people that I've sent out find no evidence of any activity of negative impact. Those who've joined the church, it's an odd collection of people. It seems that those who've harbored evil in their heart or committed crimes in their past have been reformed by this god. They tell themselves that they've committed heinous acts before, and now they try to atone for their previous life with this new act. Others are lost sheep, those who have lost faith in their god when their voices disappeared, when they lost their clerical powers. Now they found a new one,
They are
and
approached
some
when they are most needy.
seemingly yes. In their darkest hours, a light was given to them.
As someone who came out of my darkest hours with a curse that I would wish upon no man, I don't see how this ends well.
Well, while suspicion and carefulness is important, for now, it is important that we do not mistrust our allies. And for now, these clerics of the One do seem to be our allies. Most did proclaim that these cultists are clearly the servants of their enemy, this void that they mention, and they put all their effort and even their life on the line to fight against them.
Well, in the end, we will. The only way to know is to talk with the highest ranking member of their church, or the one themselves. Until then, we will never truly know whether they're allies or enemies. But the lower ranking members should be assumed to be bystanders. They are allies because how to explain this? Even if the church itself is malicious, the people at the bottom are not because they are unaware of what the plan is. Does that make
That makes
sense?
sense.
Yes,
I hope it does.
I understand their meaning, Doran, but there's one thing you do not consider. There are no high-ranking members of the Church of the One. They place them, they place those in leading positions who are most capable. And when they find a more capable one, those who stand atop give their place to those who they deem more capable in their task. This is a structure that we've never seen in any church before.
Worrying.
Very.
Hmm.
There is another thing, and this is a slightly more personal thing for me. Have you heard of the realm of forgotten secrets? Have you heard of the Forgotten Queen?
No, that I I'm not sure who would that refer to. Many queens are forgotten in time. I do not know who the forgotten queen would be, or where her forgotten realm might be.
It is said that it is a place where corporeal meets the non. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes, reply? No. Corporeal meets the not?
Meets the non.
Give me a divine guidance roll, Artie.
Is
Ooh,
it?
ooh, 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 ooh. You can't bet your luck on divine guidance
Go,
rolls, right?
Artie,
Nope.
go, Artie, go. Go,
Do
For
go,
once
Artie,
in
go.
my life, give me that 20.
Do it.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
close.
It's a 20!
That's a 20!
It's a dirty 20, but it's a 20.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Alustral
Apparently.
sits there for a moment, contemplating your words. Corporeal means the not. But that could only refer to one thing. The only plane that always touches our material world, but never reaches it. The ethereal plane, the deep ethereal plane.
Oh. Oh, ew.
Do I know anything about the ethereal plane?
Absolutely none. You have no idea what she's talking about.
Does
Does
Doran know
Bane
about the
know?
how bad the deep ethereal is?
Give me an Arcana check, and you're going to do this with advantage because you have researched the planes of the world before.
You like books.
But it is a high DC.
25, motherfucker. Wait, 25? Damn.
You're still attuned.
Yeah, but still.
Still attuned to your magic book.
Wow,
Le book.
that is a roll.
I love how you say le book, and it's it is celestial magic book.
Le book, yes, le book, the sheep. No, the ram.
So, Dorian, you don't have a lot of knowledge about the deep ethereal plane. It is one of those mysteries of the multiverse that not many scholars even try to approach. Not only because it's, an extremely strange place, but there are very little people who can actually go there or ever been there. Also, would you give me a D100, please?
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I
geez.
think that's for the ducks.
Yep.
I know we wanted something else, but that's for the ducks, and that
That's
means
for the-
no duck.
No duck.
No, that. Damn it.
So what happens
I know
if
we
he
wanted
rolls
more, but
100?
no, that's for the ducks.
I would have
I-
loved if you just rolled a 100 here.
Oh
What-
All the
god.
ducks fall out of the sky on top of Lady Illustrator, killing her instantly.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
I
curious.
turn
I
to
won't-
Illustrator and I say,
So what is that all I know about the deep ethereal?
No. So, like I said, you don't know much about it because it is a very mysterious realm that not many creature ever approach or even know about. But what you do know that the ethereal realm does not act like any other plane of existence, as it cannot be entered by the normal planar travel means. Because if you would try to enter it by the magics that allows you to travel between planes, you would sort of miss it and appear back on the material plane. But
hmm.
there are theories of other methods of traveling to the ethereal plane. First entering the border ethereal plane and then delving deeper. But you do not know what sort of methods are these.
I turn to Illustrial and I say, that is, well, more information about that than I've ever gotten before. So thank you, but also, what?
It's
I'm sorry, I'm just never really heard of that. There's a deep ethereal plane.
well, first there's the ethereal border, and then there's the deep
I
ethereal.
would have heard about the ethereal like border, right? Like that would be something that.
Give
I
me
don't have-
give me an Arcana check.
When you study magic at nerd school,
No, since I use spells that are like higher level than this kind of stuff.
I think it's very ironic that that's what you said, Dino.
yeah, I know because he never went to nerd school.
Yeah, but
Clearly,
I have some understanding of magic on a base level.
Yeah, he does, but unfortunately, this
Not enough.
area of the magic you're not aware.
Hmm. How
You
would one go
You
about?
see, Mr. Einsfog, there are planes that are not separate from our own, but are parallel to it.
Oh,
If you would imagine a large flat land with a sheet of water over it, as the water would reflect, but still through it you would see the ground below.
hmm. And you say there's many of these planes layered atop ours.
Well, there are several theories about different planes of existence layering up, and
I'm sorry.
there's also this theory of spheres and the interconnection of multiple realms,
This is
and
all
also
well above me. I am sorry, my
So
lady. I did not mean to bore you with this.
Dave just goes, "Oh, so string theory."
Oh, God.
But 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 is there a way perhaps that one might travel to the deep ethereal?
oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Einzog. These are all very, very interesting magical theories that I myself often find wondering about. I'm certain um, mm, Dorin would be able to give you a brief look over later on. About entering the deep ethereal, it is a quite difficult task. There are high magic that allows you to enter the border ethereal, and from there on, there are ways to manipulate space to delve deeper. But as I said, any high level magic poses great danger.
Oh, I wouldn't do it now here.
And there's the fact that the ethereal plane, the deep ethereal plane, isn't in, from what I know, is extremely dangerous as well.
Oh yes, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I'm just gathering
I think it
information.
might be safer to go straight to hell.
Oh,
Well,
really?
traveling any plane could be dangerous, even ours.
I
I can attest
think
to
the
that.
celestial planes might be easier, except for Drisht.
What? Man with dragon eye says what?
What? Dragon can be good.
So I don't know
Are you saying
anything
this
about
out loud, by the way?
No.
just, just checking.
I'm gonna also say to her, you see, I find myself in a bit of a conundrum, and I produce the orb. I have this, and I don't know if you know, but this is a quite evil artifact, if I may say so myself. It is the curse I was referring to earlier.
Yes, I've received information regarding this object and how you are containing its power.
Yes, I am containing its power, but I'm also taking its power to be my own. Trouble is, the entity that is helping me contain the power wishes to be freed from somewhere within the deep ethereal. And so does another entity, this forgotten queen. These two seem to be bound together, and only one of them may be released. And though I'd rather not release either of them, given my circumstances and the threat this entity poses over my soul and well being, I might well be forced to make a choice at some point. As such, I just wish to understand what my options are fully before committing to anything.
Well, in that case, please take your time. I am certain that you will find answers. If not here, then maybe in a different realm. But if you wish, our libraries and our professors at the college are at your disposal to answer your questions. If I'd heard correctly, they would be very grateful if you would attend
Yeah,
the
Sorncliffe
college.
wants to cut me open. You're right. I'll talk to him. And that will surely be very informative.
He was very excited.
Yes, I know. And I sort of like laugh, but like not really laugh. Like worried laugh.
He told me that you might be in possession of a new source of sorcerer's magic.
Yes, I do have sorcerer's magic. That's what they call it apparently. But yeah, I don't know about new source. Have you never seen any sorcerers dealing in shadow before?
No, actually not. That is not a known source of sorcerer's power.
Your insight just widens as the fact that she, Lady Elderswift Sylvan,
Doesn't know
shows on
something.
a mystery. Doesn't know? What the fuck? How is this possible?
Vave's just sitting there perpetually confused because he has no idea what like anything about magic. He just hits things hard. That's all he knows.
There's also another thing.
Attend one of those experiments as well. Who
Yeah.
knows? We might what we might learn.
Hopefully. But there's also another thing. If you are looking for allies in this quest against the cult, we met a rather imposing one a few, well, weeks ago maybe? At the Paladin, what was it called? Alustin's, what was the gold called?
I lost in the whole. Can't pronounce the first part. Alustin's Hold? Something like
Was it
that?
Alustin's Hold? Was it
Oh,
Alustin's Hold thing?
oh,
I can't
oh, the
pronounce it.
difficult, oh, the difficult questions, aren't they?
God,
It's on the map.
proper notes.
It's on the map if we can get to the map.
It's not on the
There's,
map.
It's not on the map.
Fuck.
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map,
when
on the
I
map.
say Alustin's Hold, does she like perk up at all?
Olas's Hold is the small city in the high forest that you passed by.
Oh, what was the Paladin's Hold where everybody was dead and we met a lich?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't there for that.
What was the name of that lich? I can't remember the name of the lich.
What was that? What was that place where we slaughtered all those infants?
What?
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 We didn't do
What?
that. We didn't do that, or did we?
Who?
Something missing. It's like a period of things missing from my notes. It's weird. Because I remember this very well, but like I don't remember the name of the dude.
The place was called the Summit Hall.
Summit Hall.
And interestingly, this is a thing that you never remember, guys, but that was the Cara Dune family
The what?
What family?
that you've met.
Oh yeah,
Samular, Ampale, and Renwick.
yeah.
Well, actually, you met two of them.
Ampil, we also like went to a town that was named after him.
Yeah.
What was it? Samuel, Ampil, and who was the third one?
Renwick.
Renwick.
Renwick?
yeah.
Something like
That's
that.
the lich, right?
Yep.
And
It is the
Renwick.
it is the Holy Order of Samular.
yeah. They were attacked as well by the cult, and Renwick seemed intent on rebuilding the order. But he sent his brothers out to investigate. Samuel and Ample in whatever form they were not quite alive. But
Similar is well passed on. Is in the fucking Hall of Justice.
oh, okay. Was it the other one then?
It's Empo, yeah.
Ample?
Yeah.
Ample he sent out. So, I don't know if that would be of interest to you, but perhaps you want to get in touch. An Archlich and you working together might be in our best interest in these times.
It is quite worrying that the summit hall was attacked. The Order of Semilar is a strong order of paladins and soldiers. And to hear them they've been wiped out. That is beyond worrying. And what are you were saying that Renwick sent you on with something? Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Did you
I
guys not
can't
hear what I
answer
was saying?
that. I just.
Renwick didn't send us, but Renwick was sent out to, figure out stuff about the cult, right?
I think
No.
it was to kill most of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
I mean, but who wasn't wanting to kill the cult?
that's true. We want to kill the cult.
You know, Renwick did ask you to do something.
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't.
Yes,
don't think
he
I
asked
was-
us to find the living members and give them Lightbringer.
The
I mean-
living members of what?
Of the Order.
I have just completely lost this section of my notes. It's actually insane.
Were
Because
you
I remember
taking
this
notes?
session. Yeah, I have this session like completely like almost memorized, and then I just don't have this fucking like there's like a section missing. It's weird.
Maybe you should do a quest log or something. What are the things that we're given to do shit with?
This is like playing Elden Ring all over again.
Oh my god.
Where were
don't
we in our
remind
quest?
me. Wait, where's Ronnie?
where's-
Wait, hold on. Why isn't
Where's
she
my
in her
wiki?
Why isn't Ronnie in the spire? Where'd she go? What's this doll? Oh, it's Ronnie. Wait, I can talk to the doll.
Hug the doll.
I love how if you talk to her too many times, she literally goes, "Oh, aren't you a dogged fellow?" And then she makes fun of you for talking to dolls.
All right,
Great.
go moving on.
Yeah,
Run.
moving on.
But that is we haven't really found any other members of the order, right?
We haven't really looked.
I mean, would we recognize any of the like we know the symbol of it, right?
Yeah?
Like the Samilar order symbol. We haven't seen those right around.
I don't think you looked very much, but yeah, you haven't seen one.
I mean, do we have to actively look for them? Because that's gonna be a thing.
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
I just like, do I have to every time I meet someone, do I have to ask if he has a symbol of Amil?
No. It's not. I mean, you haven't looked for them specifically, but yeah, if you meet one, you would notice.
All right.
Well, if they are wearing it openly, but they are fucking paladins. They always fucking flaunt their
Yeah.
holy symbols.
My
I
god,
would, I would, I would think that would be hard to not notice. Oh look, there's the fucking self-righteous dickhead.
Self-righteous is a strong word. Devoted.
the my god is better than your god crew.
The devoted self-righteous dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not that my god is better than yours. No, I like my gods better than you. You do yours. I'm the bigger simp.
I have the cool god, you don't.
Alright. With that, I think that's all my questions. You guys have anything? Perhaps Finn should ask her about his,
I-
Perhaps.
I I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have not understood a single word that's been said this entire time.
That's what happened when you arrive in the middle of a discussion.
You were
No,
just
I mean,
being
imagine
spacey.
Babe just.
It's
I just
fine,
imagine
babe.
that Babe has been there the entire time. He's just been very quiet because he has no idea what's going on.
You've been fighting with frats about the last biscuits.
Also scraping the horse leg clean.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, Zephyr is dead.
It's not news.
All I care about is that Rumble's okay, because Rumble's mine.
And you ate
Yeah,
him.
I lost my horse. No, I don't know why they insist you eat shit.
This is just meat.
It's just
Yeah.
casual lizard folk shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
But they
know,
can choose not to eat the meat.
Okay,
but
Why
it
would
would
he,
be a
though?
waste.
Exactly.
My horse is dead anyway.
You could make something very nice out of it with shin.
Shadow Ranger looks at Wave very weirdly.
Shadow Ranger's not in the room, surprisingly.
There's every time he sees Wave now he side eyes him.
Yeah, because he didn't give him any. That's how Shadow Ranger gets stronger. He absorbs their power. In any case, what's next, guys?
I had a question, perhaps, that I may be capable of finding the answers to in the Vault of Sages, I believe is what I was told. And I was wondering how difficult it would be to procure entry.
Lady Koryak, just as Mr. Einsfog, you are very welcome to visit the Vault of Sages or any of our schools if you're looking for a certain knowledge. That is the least we can do for you. Perhaps visit the map house
Map house?
as well.
I'm back.
Yes, that was the previous storage for our library before the Vault of Sages was completed. But still, they carry quite a lot of scrolls and catalogs. Maybe the knowledge you seek could be there as well.
Alright. Then visit I shall. It was it's mainly knowledge about a soul that I seek, though, so do you think it would also be a worthwhile idea to visit the music conservatory?
Certainly. If I heard correctly, you're quite a performer yourself. I'm certain they would be glad to meet you and aid you in your search.
Will do. Thank you for the advice, lady.
Would this be all that you require of me for now?
So let's have. And I look
As-
at Finn and his cube.
Well, unfortunately, Finn is very preoccupied with something completely different.
He's trying to steal the last biscuit as well.
I look at Lucia and say, "Will we see you again before we leave?"
Of course. I'm mostly quite preoccupied with my duties, but I'm certain I will be able to make time to meet all of you.
perhaps at the festival. If there is to be a festival still.
Oh, the festival will be held. And I'm certain it's going to be greater than ever. Please, I do hope that you are staying for the festivals as well.
Of course.
You deserve the exact same merriment and joy that we shall have.
For having us, very illustrious. I honestly say it's been a pleasure. And
As
very
can
revealing. And I look at the orb.
I mean, it has been quite a while since we've been able to relax.
It has.
Oh, I need a bath.
Trust me, we know.
Yeah, we know.
Oh god, you guys are assholes, you know?
Ah,
If you wish, I can prepare chambers in the lower palace. But if you don't, there are plenty of taverns that I'm certain would love to have you.
Oh, we would be grateful for your hospitality.
we would. Thank you.
Very well. Fred, would you mind leading our guests towards the guest chambers?
That is once I have finished being the lab rat for our dear friend.
What?
Order. I believe I do have promises to keep in that regard. I did tell him I'd be back.
I am certain that he'll understand if you wish to rest after the battle. There's still 4 days till the festivals begin. In any case, I do not wish to disturb you in your choices, and I'm certain the professor will be more than eager to meet you as soon as possible. Now then, Fred, would you mind leading our guests to the guest houses? I'm certain they would love to take some rest or walk around the city at their leisure.
I will bow. Make my way out.
Don't look at you like, what the fuck? Did Adrish bow?
He's going to the baths?
I don't know which
Emma
is
just
worse.
curtsies.
Adrish bowing? Doing does a very respectful bow as well, but like he's looking at Adrish like he has a third head.
An actual useful NPC who gave me information gets a bow. Gets a bow.
An actual
Dave
useful
just-
NPC gets a bow.
Dave just nods and awkwardly bows. He don't understand the whole.
Emma's supervising his form.
As you all walk out behind Fred, Illustra speaks. Oh, Dorian, would you stay for just a moment more?
Yes.
Gonna send a fart to your friend at the library.
What?
I'm just kidding, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Would you mind closing that door, Dorian?
Okay.
Jesus.
Ooh.
I bet they're gonna talk about magic again, and Vave kind of throws his hand up.
No, pretty sure this is gonna be a middle finger and one will look.
God.
A what?
I don't.
Adrisht is alluding to that Illustra is going to send a letter back to Hugo.
And it's
Oh.
all just gonna be thanks, but spelled with outlines of middle fingers.
Pretty good.
No, you know, she's going to send that with a courier, not Dorian.
No,
Yeah.
it's gonna the envelope is gonna open. It's gonna fart in his face. It's gonna be a massive like a stinking cloud or something, and then above in skywrite it'll say "fuck you, dumb fuck."
Aluster is just going to cast a fucking teleportation circle spell just to send this letter through to him. That's a fucking 8 level spell, but she's going to risk it just for this.
She's gonna risk killing the entire population that's over here.
Anyway, guys, let's calm down for a moment. Look, it feels awkward to just call you Doran.
That is my name.
I know, it's just your companions all seem to have names or tribes that they belong to, but
Ah, that.
just the name Doran.
You
It-
scared the shit out of me.
What?
I thought she was gonna say it feels weird to call you Doran, son.
she's
Wow.
she's
Okay.
a human.
I don't know.
Not seen this
Well,
one
wait,
coming.
isn't Doran a half elf or is he an elf?
No, he's a full elf.
Doran is a full elf.
There would have been some reveal though. Damn.
It would have
No,
been
that's
some
Another
reveal,
Emma?
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it would have been a very weird reveal since you do have parents.
Well,
He does.
didn't they
just doesn't see
abandon
them.
him at the?
No.
Oh, I thought they. I
No,
thought
they're
it
very
was.
well alive. They just don't talk to each other.
Oh,
And it's
I
not
don't know,
even,
I
they didn't even left in bad blood. It's just Doran hates the forest.
Yeah,
I think,
Doran was
I
a
think I've
very
gotten my lore
difficult
mixed
kid.
up.
Doran
they
could
were
have
like-
been fooling us all along. She could have said anything after that. The way you said it just feels weird to call you Doran just makes it sound like there was something weird coming. Like,
Well,
Oh, Dragonborn.
who said it is not something weird coming?
okay.
Exactly.
Or I was gonna be like, it just feels weird to call you
yeah.
Doran, darling, Gigi.
Darling.
no! No!
Darling.
He doesn't get to encroach on my NPC turf.
Guys, shush. We're getting there. Well, if I have to just call you Doran, I might just have to. I might just have to have you call me Illustrial.
What?
That would. Yes,
So,
that it
what did you
wouldn't
say,
feel.
Negus event?
That wouldn't feel awkward then. Just calling you Doran. Yes. I would say, in the privacy of my chambers, you should simply call me Illustrial. Doran.
Doran's mouth opens and closes several times for 30 seconds to a minute. He's not sure how to process the fact that one of the most powerful spellcaster in this planet, and human spellcasters, mortal spellcaster, ask him to be on a first name basis when it's like not that good.
There's another thing, Doran. There's something that I wish you to know, but I also wish you to keep a secret. There is another reason I have outlawed casting of higher magic. I have experienced the consequences firsthand. And she slowly removes her left hand from under the folds of her dress. As she removes it, you see the lilac colored dress fall back, and you see her left hand is black, almost charred looking, on the hand itself, these these deep cracks emanating with this almost reddish glow. When I first heard that Black Staff went missing, and that the arcane wasting was spreading all around, I attempted high-level magic to resolve these issues, and this was the outcome.
Oh,
And you see, this is not over yet. And you see that on her wrist, there's this almost golden looking chain wrapped around. And you see that magic symbols are etched into the metal itself. For now, this seal holds it back. But if I'm to cast more magics, we I'm quite certain what the final outcome will be. You have seen it as well. An unfortunate soul already experienced in the basement
yeah, no,
of the invocatorium.
that's what happened. What?
And she puts her hand back under the fold of her clothes.
Huh?
If you wish, Doran, I would be happy to see you sometimes. Just talk about magic a little
Cool.
bit.
Okay.
Then I guess I see you later, Doran.
Very well.
She raises an eyebrow,
Bye. And Doran walks away.
and this
He
is where
just
we're going.
he
This
doesn't
is
know
where
how
we're
to
going to end
process
today's
this.
session.
I love how Doran is as socially inept as Vane. 'Cause
Oh,
Vane
for a
would've been
moment I
like,
was gonna say, as Dino.
no. I mean, we all play D&D. We're all socially inept.
Yep.
Eh, you're better at this than me.
Oh no, I
Nah.
guarantee you I'm not.
In any case, this is where